got to be tough to win here. It is the University of Southern California versus Michigan State. Next on CBS. And on this final day of 1990, it's the John Hancock Bowl from El Paso, Texas, where USC and Michigan State will put their signatures on another classic in the Sun Bowl. It's cold all across the country, but here in El Paso, folks, 55 degrees, no wind, barely a cloud in the sky, and a beautiful afternoon for this matchup between USC and Michigan State. And hi again, everybody. I am Pat O'Brien, and from our CBS Sports family, happy holidays, happy New Year to all of you, and a special welcome to all our men and women in the Persian Gulf who are watching this broadcast on the Armed Forces Network. A pretty good game, pretty even matchup today. USC ended an up-and-down season at 8-3-1, and after a poor start, Michigan State won its last 5. They ended at 7-3-1. And if this matchup sounds familiar, this was the Rose Bowl in 1988. Michigan State came out on top there. We've got a pretty good view up here, but the men who will give you the best seat in the house are down in the field. Let's begin with Brad Nessler. Happy New Year, Brad.
All right, Pat, thank you. Happy New Year to you, too. It'll be a happy New Year for Coach Larry Smith if his Trojans can win this football game. The general consensus is for them to do so, their quarterback, Todd Marinovich, will have to play well. He's had problems both on and off the field this season. In fact, an inner ear infection made him a question mark in this football game until yesterday when he was officially named the starter for the ball game. He was also suspended once this year, too. When he has not done well, neither of the Trojans. Against Washington, he threw for only 80 yards and had 2 interceptions. You see the lopsided loss. But in games like UCLA, Todd Marinovich was brilliant. In fact, 6 out of 8, 110 yards and 2 touchdowns in the final 2 drives for USC. And this final pass in the corner of the end zone to Johnny Morton provided the margin of victory in one of the most thrilling games in a long-time series between the Bruins and the Trojans. He is the matador, is Todd Marinovich. If this was a bullfight going against the Bulls of Michigan State, I think he is the key to this football game for USC. But the folks here in El Paso had a little saying. El toro no pierde todo el tiempo. Simply means the bull doesn't lose all the time. And Dan Jiggets, Michigan State's banking on that today.
Okay, thanks a lot, Brad. One thing's for certain, Michigan State has a lot of bulls on their sideline. You take their offensive line, tight end and fullback, they average over 293 pounds. Perhaps that's why Tico Duckett and Hyland Hickson have had such wonderful seasons rushing the football. But this has really been an up-and-down season for Michigan State. They've had some heartbreaking losses along the way. Take first of all when they lost to #1 ranked Notre Dame in the last seconds of the ball game on this fluke play. Then they came back to stop #1 ranked Michigan 3 weeks later on this 2-point conversion, and they went on to win the football game. But then they were eliminated from the Rose Bowl race by Illinois, who kicked this 48-yard field goal in the closing seconds of the ball game to win it. But Michigan State has won their last 5 games, and perhaps they're playing some of the best football in the country. And for more on this rivalry between USC and Michigan State, let's swing over to that USC sideline and Mike Joy.
Dan, these teams have met but 7 times in what recent history? To open the '87 season, State spoiled Larry Smith's USC head coaching debut with a 2-touchdown victory. And to end that year in the Rose Bowl, State squeaked by 3 on a John Langloh 36-yard field goal. Langloh is here today, along with some USC seniors with bitter memories, like flanker Gary Wellman, who called the Rose Bowl loss just embarrassing. The two coaches have very different styles. Larry Smith at USC has an open style of coaching, no late-night team meetings, and lots of time for players' self-development. George Perlis, though, prefers to mold his players in a tough-love kind of football format, harsh yet caring. Smith says Michigan State plays smash-mouth football, and there's been some trash-mouth taunting in the pre-bowl activities throughout the week that have brought the two teams together. It's a very even matchup. These teams are 1 spot apart in the polls, and they've given the John Hancock Bowl one of the very few 4-star matchups of bowl week. Let's go back upstairs to Pat O'Brien.
All right, fellas, thank you. Thank you, Mike Joy. Speaking of joy, nothing brings this band more joy than this time of year. Everything is happening. Mike Francesa joins us, and we were talking about Todd Marinovich. I guess we could describe him as a different kind of quarterback.
Well, he got so much attention when he came to USC, programmed by his father, robo quarterback, they called him, and he had to change and adapt to college life, and he has had his problems off the field and on, well documented this year, but he is a little different kind of guy.
We documented his comments yesterday about whether or not he would come back to USC next year, and he says the answer is yes.
Oh, I'm coming back next year. I think we have a great chance at winning a national championship, and that's what I came to USC to do, is win that. And we've won a Rose Bowl, and that was one of the greatest experiences I've ever been a part of, and I want to get the big one before I leave here.
Well, that's what he said yesterday.
If that's his final decision, I think it's the right one. He's not ready to play in the NFL. The NFL reaction has been lukewarm, maybe a third-rounder, fourth-rounder. I think if he was higher, if there was more interest, he would go out. But I think that's the right decision if it's his final decision.
Any inkling from the NFL, you say he's out of there?
I think if any interest, second round, anywhere that high, he'd come out.
All right. We've got a pretty good football game coming up here from El Paso. It's the John Hancock Bowl, and we'll be back with more festivities and the ball game after this. Happy New Year, everybody.
My grandfather loved the unknown. I want a sure thing. I drive a new kind of Oldsmobile, the all-new Bravada, perfect for this jungle because it's got Smart Trap, a new anti-lock braking and all-wheel drive system that automatically sends power to the wheel that needs it. So I'm ready for the unexpected, whether I'm traveling across the river and into the trees,
or just visiting your old man in the sea.
Bravada, engineered for the unexpected.
Lots of men have heard about minoxidil, and lots of men have heard about Rogaine, but lots of men don't know that only Rogaine has minoxidil, and only your doctor can prescribe Rogaine. For more information, call this number now.
If you're wondering whether Rogaine is for you, call this number, and we'll give you an incentive to find out. A certificate worth $10 toward a consultation visit with your doctor. Call 1-800-556-4800.
Happy New Year, everybody, from Tommy Lasorda. This is how I looked before I lost 30 pounds in 3 months with the Ultra Slim Fast plan. But look at me now. The best part isn't how good I look, but how great I feel. And you know, Ultra Slim Fast is such a healthy diet. The best resolution you can make is to lose weight with Ultra Slim Fast. If you do, I know it will be a great year for you, too.
Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
A week of fun and festivities about to turn into some work here in El Paso, Texas at the John Hancock Bowl, number 57. Welcome back, everybody. It is beautiful today. Brilliant blue skies, and we're just about set for a matchup between the Trojans from the Pac-10 and the Spartans of Michigan State from the Big Ten. The series stands 4 wins and 3 losses for the Trojans. They've lost the last 2 to Michigan State, though, and they remember them well. One of them was Larry Smith's opening game as head man with the Trojans, and then to end that season, the Rose Bowl loss, and they haven't forgotten it. 8-3-1 on the season, and here comes USC. You see their ranking, 21st in the country. Coming out in their cardinal and gold.
And Brad, the USC Trojans have taken a lot of heat this week from Michigan State. The Michigan State players have been doing a little talking this week, and they've got the Trojans upset. They said they were quiet. They didn't reply. They feel that they can do it today out on the football field.
This is a team that knows about bowl games. 22 bowl victories, second best in NCAA college football history. So they have been to these type of matchups before. They know the importance. And they've got a following that is nationwide. Here they come. Their counterparts from the Big Ten, ranked number 22 in the country, 7-3-1 is Michigan State. 10 and Pac-10 set to have at it in the John Hancock Bowl, the 57th edition. It should be a beauty. Stay where you are. We'll be back in El Paso in a moment.
CBS Sports presents the 1990 John Hancock Bowl. It's the Michigan State Spartans versus the USC Trojans. Today's 1990 John Hancock Bowl is sponsored by John Hancock Financial Services. Real life, real answers. Coors Light, the one that won't slow you down. The silver bullet is the right beer now. And by Oldsmobile, stop by and see what's new from the new generation of Olds.
Here. What's this? This is $5,000 for the baby. Oh, sorry, Dad, but he's not for sale. Put it in a safe place. I'm embarrassed to be taking this. I mean, you could do something with it. Like what? Buy a new car, or what's something you and Mom would enjoy? Going on a cruise?
Your mother and I want to do that. We'll do that.
I can't pay this back.
Pay it back by doing the same thing for your grandchild.
The reason 2 Oldsmobiles made the 1991 Consumers Digest Best Buys list is based on the same philosophy Oldsmobiles are built by. Exceptional value.
This is the new generation of Olds.
How fast does Dristan nasal spray start working to clear up congestion?
Hey, I didn't expect it to start to work this fast.
Dristan nasal spray starts to work in seconds.
Okay, what's new with the new generation of Oldsmobile? Still wondering?
This is the new generation of Olds.
Back in El Paso, Texas, the John Hancock Bowl. One of the most hospitable places in the entire country. We'll tell you that much. George Perlis and his Michigan State Spartans, who made their decision a long time ago to come to this bowl. Larry Smith and his Trojans from the Pac-10.
And Larry's been to this bowl game before when he was with Arizona, and the weather today is absolutely sensational.
You know, we had threats of low temperatures, maybe even some snow they were talking about last week, and it has turned out to be just a brilliant afternoon.
That's why they call this place the Sun Bowl.
The sun's supposed to shine almost every day. Now, we had our moments of wonder, but it's turned out to be a gorgeous day. We wish you all a very happy New Year from El Paso, Texas. USC won the toss and deferred to the second half. So to start things off, Michigan State will have it first. Grant Runnerstrom, number 23. He'll be the kickoff man for the Trojans of USC. Courtney Hawkins, the man they call the Hawk. Back deep, number 5. Missed a good portion of the season due to injury, but when he's healthy, and he is now, he is very dangerous.
It reminds you very much of Andre Rison, who is playing so successfully right now for the Atlanta Falcons. And he played for Michigan State.
Both these teams have been a lot of fun to be around all week. It's time to go to work. 57th John Hancock Bowl is underway. Runnerstrom kicks short. Taken at the 18-yard line. And Michigan State will start at its own 28 to go to work on offense. And at the controls for Michigan State is a senior quarterback who is not one of the all-time great passers that you'll ever see, but he is a leader. There he is, Dan Enos. His starting offense to go with Enos. There's a good look at him. Tico Duckett and Rob Roy in the backfield. James Bradley and the man we just talked about, Courtney Hawkins, the wideouts. And the tight end is a load, Dwayne Young, a big fella. And so's that entire offensive front of Michigan State. We'll tell you about them after this first down. The Spartans start at their own 28-yard line. And immediately they go to the ground, and a loss on the play is Tico Duckett, hit immediately by Matt Willig on the defensive end side for USC. The front wall, Jeff Pearson is the center. Eric Moten and Matt Keller are the guards. Roosevelt Wagner and Jim Johnson, the tackles. And they're big fellas, Dan.
Yeah, Eric Moten is an All-American and a guy who a lot of people are talking about going very high in the draft. He's number 77.
So a loss on the opening play brings up 2nd down and 11 for Michigan State. Duckett, the tailback in the eye, gets the call again. Nowhere to hide again. Craig Hartziker made first contact from his outside linebacker position. Let's start with that USC nose tackle position. Gene Fruget back in there after some injury problems. Terry McDaniels and Don Gibson on the defensive front. The linebackers, Kurt Barber and Craig Hartziker outside. Scott Ross and Brian Tullio, the inside backers. Calvin Holmes and Jason Oliver on the corners, and the safeties are Marcus Hopkins and Stephon Pace.
And Stephon Pace is really the guy back in that secondary.
3rd down and 12. Enos rolls and throws on the run. Incomplete, intended for Tico Duckett. So not only is it 3 and out for Michigan State, it's a loss of 2 on their first series.
Well, on the first series, I think USC accomplished what they really started out to do, and that is penetrate on the offensive line of Michigan State. They did not want to let those big fellas tee off on them and drive them down the field, so they hit in the gaps very quickly, and you saw that on the first couple of plays.
That's Curtis Conway, number 3, back deep, awaiting the punt of Josh Butland. Scott Lockwood is the up man for USC as they send 2 deep in punt return formation. The other 9 are on the front wall for USC. Let's see if they pressure the kicker. He got it away, and it is a beauty. Conway at the 25. He's got some room. Out to the 45, almost the 46-yard line. A pickup of about 21 on the return by Curtis Conway. William Reese is the man that brought him down. 49-yard kick, 21-yard return, Dan.
Brad Conway's a kid that everybody better keep their eye on. He's going to be a very valuable player for USC down the line.
Todd Marinovich brings out the USC offense, and to go with him, there's a good look at the sophomore, Scott Lockwood and Mazio Royster, his running backs. Johnny Morton and Gary Wellman are the wideouts. Frank Griffin back off some injury problems, the starting tight end. And what great field position for USC to start their opening drive. So deferring to the second half on the kickoff and the way their defense played, they line up their own 45-yard line. Royster, the tailback, deep for USC. Marinovich to throw on first down. Got it. Wellman got about 8. His favorite receiver. And with that catch, Wellman will go over 1,000 yards receiving on the season. Craig Gibson is the center for USC. Mark Tucker and Derek Reese, the guards. And the tackles, Pat Harlow, a great one, and Michael Moody.
Southern Cal has always produced fine offensive linemen. Pat Harlow, number 77, reminds me a lot of Keith Van Horn, who played at USC and now plays for the Chicago Bears. 6'7", 270 pounds, an exceptional drive blocker.
He reminds some pro scouts of Van Horn, too, doesn't he? 2nd down and 2. End around to Conway. Already, Conway's made his presence felt. Chuck Bulla, the inside linebacker, made the tackle. He's the leading tackler for Michigan State. As the junior made the hit. Let's take another look.
Well, watch the double fake by Todd Marinovich. You see Conway coming in motion. He's number 3 right there. 2 pumps, and then he hands it off to Conway on the reverse. USC wants to get Conway more involved in the offense. They feel that his skills and his speed, they've got to get the ball in his hands a few more times, give him a couple of more touches.
So USC with their initial first down of the ball game. And they've got it near the 39-yard line of Michigan State. And the officials halt play momentarily. Michigan State, their defensive front, Cliff Confer and Bill Johnson, Bobby Wilson and William Reese. That's the front 4. And they're steering at USC at their own 39. Nice play fake by Marinovich. Deep ball. Intercepted. Mike Iaquinello. USC goes for the home run ball, and Iaquinello's there, Dan.
Yeah, what happens is it's Todd Marinovich with the play action. Pull the linebackers, but Mike Iaquinello just stayed back, deep middle and played the ball all the way. Never took the play action fake. And watch him just go up. He's 6'4", goes up and just traps that ball and brings it down.
And Michigan State will be back on offense when we come back.
Why is Coors Light the official beer of the 90s? Let's count the reasons. 1, Silver Bullet is the beer that won't slow you down. 2, it's brewed with pure Rocky Mountain spring water. 3, it's got a neat silver can. 4 and 5, Coors Light is available in all 49 states and Canada. And 6, it tastes good. Let's keep all 6 reasons in mind the next time you want a beer. Thank you.
If you buy this new Oldsmobile and have a burning desire to haul 5,000 pounds through the desert in the middle of summer, go ahead. That's how we tested it.
This is the new generation of Olds.
So how much you making now? Huh? I'm going fine. You gotta be making at least 25. I'm fine. Maybe a little better than that. 30? Tell me yes or no. Are you making 30? Around 30. Got any investments? Any stuff? Not really. You're making 30, and you don't have anything like that. What do you think? You're 18 years old or something?
Back in 1966, Oldsmobile brought on a revolution with front-wheel drive. Today, the evolution of Smart Track, the combination of all-wheel drive and anti-lock brakes, will again take the world by storm.
This is the new generation of Olds.
Will a man choose what he wants, or will he choose what's right?
The whole town turns to you.
The Law, Lee Horsley's only choice. Guns of Paradise premieres Friday.
Michigan State with the ball back following the interception. And Mike Joy, is the Spartans, have they made any changes so far here in the early going?
They have, Brad. USC lined up in what looked like a goal line defense to them, so they'll call some different plays and probably on offense now do some area blocking up front, give them a little different look.
Michigan State, one of the most prolific ground attacks in college football. Enos in trouble. Got the pass out, but it is wide, out of bounds, incomplete.
And Enos took a shot after he delivered the football. One of the things he's facing is he's facing an 8-man front. And that's the reason why he's trying to roll out, get away from the pocket and unload. He gets unloaded on here by USC right there. Just as he delivered the football, it was Willie McGinnis who came in and trapped him.
So second down at 10, George Perlis in his 8th year, Michigan State.
Mike Joy was saying that they're going to area up front. The reason why they do that, Brad, is because they're sliding. USC is sliding into the gap, so you area it, and whoever comes into your area, you pick him up.
Enos in trouble, trying to get rid of it. Somehow found an opening across the 25 and almost got a first down out of it. I think he's about a yard shy, but great scrambling ability by Dan Enos.
And he scrambled because he got himself in trouble. He went the wrong way. His offensive guard, number 77, Moten, takes off to the right. You see 77 going one way. Enos is coming back against the flow with no protection. And Kurt Barber, number 98, says, hey, you better put on the brakes and go the other way, buddy. And there goes Dan Enos. He makes a nice move and gets upfield. Finally got some blocking down there from his linemen. I'm sure they were surprised as he was that he was in the wrong position.
Well, that scrambling ability has really helped the Michigan State cause this year. He scored 7 touchdowns on the ground, so he knows what to do with it in those type of situations. Third down now and a yard. I don't think so. Highland Hickson with a flag down. And again, Matt Willig, number 96, one of the first men there. Willig started strong with a couple of big hits early.
He sure did, and I tell you, they are really hitting those gaps on him.
Offside call will give Michigan State a first down.
Okay, I know they're offside, but let me show you what they're doing. Watch them hitting the gaps in here, and Michigan State's trying to cut them off, but they're just not getting to the pass early enough, and this time it's Willig, number 96, that splits the gap and just goes right in and makes a stop in the backfield. Now, what Michigan State has to do offensively is make sure that they get shoulder to shoulder. They have a 6-inch split on that offensive line between players. They just got to make sure they get shoulder to shoulder when that ball snapped. Otherwise, SC's just going to stay in their back pocket all day.
You take away that mistake, though, and the SC defensive Larry Smith's been brilliant. Michigan State's found the sled pretty tough. They get their initial first down by penalty.
Chris Allen, their defensive coordinator, told us that was the plan coming in.
Tico Duckett, the tailback, deep in the Michigan State eye. And he gets the pitch. And somehow squirted through Highland Hickson on the carry. And already Highland's starting to talk a little bit out there.
Yeah, he's running the videotape right now. Highland Hickson is the talkative one of those two running backs in that combination backfield for Michigan State. Tico Duckett is the quiet one, the efficient one. Highland likes to let him know he's out there.
Highland's a senior, Tico a sophomore, both well over 1,000 yards rushing this season. There's Tico on the sideline.
Stand close to George Perlis. That's how you get all the action.
Let me in, coach.
Close to the coach.
2nd and 5. And there's Hickson, number 30. Here he comes. Got up near the 40, but only got about a yard.
Well, I tell you one thing. USC defensively is really playing the trap well at that time, too. George Perlis was with the Pittsburgh Steelers. The Pittsburgh Steelers did a lot of trapping, Brad, as you well know, in their offense. This time, they tried to come back, and Scott Ross, number 35, their All-American linebacker at SC, just steps across the line of scrimmage and makes life difficult for the Spartans. Hey, I like Ross. Look at his shoes. You see the tape he's got down there? Everything is black. No socks. He's going with that Mike Tyson
look, right. 3rd down and 5. Play fake to Duckett. Enos might take off on his own again. Got only to the 41-yard line, and Michigan State is going to have to give it up. Scott Ross made the tackle. He is a guy that the Trojan coaches will tell you has been in a lot of train wrecks, and he loves them. Likes to hit.
He's a guy who doesn't have all of the necessary numbers that you always look for, but he's very active, always around the football, and an extremely good player.
Curtis Conway took his first punt return 21 yards. Josh Butlin to kick. Got some pressure that time. Again, a nice punt. Fair catch this time. Scott Lockwood made the grab at about the 23-yard line. 8 minutes, 58 seconds to go first quarter. We're scoreless in El Paso.
You get an officer who's worth something lying here.
A Civil War hero leaves the battlefield for the frontier, cut off from everything he knows. He is changed forever by the people who call him Dances with Wolves.
I will not forget you.
Kevin Costner, Dances with Wolves, rated PG-13. Now play.
In time, all definitions must be revised. But when it came to redefining luxury, it wasn't a Webster, it was Oldsmobile, the all-new 98. Now you can have anti-lock brakes, fuel-efficient power, computerized suspension, technology found in cars costing thousands more, which by my definition could be the greatest luxury of all. And you can always take a Webster at his word.
This is the new 98, luxury redefined.
Generation of Olds.
You know, ever since the new BP stations have come on the scene, big things have been happening. Millions of customers have been pulling in. You see, more and more drivers are discovering that high-octane BP Super Gasoline cleans their entire fuel intake system. So while our new stations have brought everyone in, it's BP Performance that brings everyone back. Sure is nice to be so popular.
BP on the move. Ryan O'Neal.
You ever thought about wearing glasses? Might make you look a little smarter.
Farrah Fawcett.
Have you ever thought of switching that earring to the heterosexual side?
Good Sports premieres January 10th.
Back in El Paso, no score. USC and Michigan State. Larry Smith in his 4th year at USC. Notre Dame is the only team that he hasn't been able to beat. Michigan State's the other.
In our 4 years at USC, there's only 2 teams that we haven't beaten, and one of them is Michigan State. So that presents the challenge in itself. So it's not a matter of getting even, it's a matter of the challenge of beating somebody that you haven't beaten.
In his first game as coach in the regular season in '87. He lost to Michigan State, and then George Perlis' club prevailed again in the '88 Rose Bowl. USC on the ground. Mazio Royster got only about a yard. Michigan State's defense led by Chuck Buller, the inside linebacker, who led the team in tackles. There's a good look.
His dad is Hank Buller, the defensive coordinator of the Packers.
Two excellent outside backers in Edwards and Jenkins. Eddie Brown and Alan Haller on the corners. And the safeties, Mike Iaquinella with an interception already. Freddie Wilson is the other. Second down and a long 8 coming up for USC. Marinovich has been intercepted once here in the first quarter. Conway in motion. Here's Royster. Dropped at the 20. Bill Johnson. A little bit of excitement out there already, Dan.
Oh, yeah, Bill Johnson slanted down from that backside. See, USC's trying to run the counter trey. They're going to pull guard tack from the backside. Watch Johnson slamming the door on the backside. Simply catch Major Royster in the backfield. Johnson, you see him shifting out now, getting in better position. As soon as he sees that tackle turn his back and run, he's supposed to slam the door on the backside, and that's exactly what he does.
Loss of 3 on that one. Brings up third down and 11 for USC. Marinovich straight drop. Everybody in the pattern. Deep middle, in and out of the hands of Frank Griffin, his tight end. Not a bad ball, just a little bit high. Marinovich was level as he let go of it.
And Scott Lockwood, his fullback, was complaining because he was wide open down in the flat. He came out on a shoot pattern, and Todd Marinovich failed to see him down there, but Todd is limping just a little bit. That pressure from the Michigan State defense.
So it's been a defensive battle so far. 3 and out for USC. And Ron Dale will kick it away. Courtney Hawkins awaits the punt for Michigan State. Dale got a nice punt. Hawkins from the 27. Across the 40. Flags down. Hawkins may take it. Courtney Hawkins inside the
10. It's coming back, Brad. There was a clip on the play.
63-yard return apparently will be negated by penalty. We told you it was exciting.
Todd Murray, the cornerback, threw a block just before he took off, and that's what the penalty was. It was a clip.
That's a heartbreaker for Hawkins.
It's going to come from the left side of your screen. Now watch Hawkins as he heads upfield. You'll see the block coming into view right there, and that's the clip right there, and that's what the officials call. So all for naught.
So the Hawk will try to catch his breath and go back to the offensive huddle for Michigan State with 7:08 to go first quarter. We're scoreless here in Texas.
I love you, little Jenny Catherine. I've got something very, very important to tell you. Daddy got a raise. Are you listening? I got a raise. That means I can buy you a sandbox, a playhouse. It means I can buy you a sliding board, a little bicycle, a diamond ring. It means I can buy you a mink coat. Maybe we could buy a... Well, maybe we should put some of it away. Huh? What do you think about that? What do you know about the stock market? I love you, little Jenny Catherine. Very, very much. Guess what? Daddy got a raise.
You begin with raw steel. Shape it with fire, muscle, and sweat. Polish it to razor-sharp perfection. We're looking for a few good men with a medal to be Marines.
The The state of Texas rings out the old here today at the Hancock Bowl and will bring in the new tomorrow. There's a look at the top 5, and Texas and Miami are both in there, as you see, and with national championship implications, the Mobile Cotton Bowl tomorrow here on CBS Sports. Dan Enos scrambles for his life on first down and will take off with it again. Got about 6. Kurt Barber ran him down.
And he had James Bradley open downfield, but at that time, Dan Enos was simply running for his life. Enos told us that he wants to come back to Michigan State as an assistant coach next year, and that's certainly at the top of his plans right now.
Well, he runs behind a line and passes behind a line that is gigantic. Look at the comparison of the front for Michigan State and USC's defensive front 7.
But USC is doing what they told us they wanted to do. Chris Allen, their defensive coordinator, said they want to be quick, mobile, slashing into the gaps, and that's what they've done so far.
2nd and 3, almost. Taking the handoff that time is Don Gibson. What a play on defense.
Well, there you have it. Don Gibson, number 92, just penetrated right off the snap of the football and made the stop. He almost took the handoff. Public administration and planning is his major. I think he did some planning to get to that one. Watch him, number 92, in the middle of your screen, just penetrate straight through the gap. And Michigan State is failing to block down. You saw their backside tackle, number 50, just slide through and not pick up that on-rushing defensive lineman.
Somewhere here in Sun Bowl Stadium, his father, Frank, is cheering that play. Former captain at Army back in 1960. Dad, an excellent ball player. Enos throws short and incomplete. Dwayne Young, the tight end, couldn't hold on. Young's just a little fella, too, for a tight end.
Yeah, he's about 290 or so. Tell you what, he can get it done on the blocking program that they've got at Michigan State, but it's only required to catch a couple of balls a game. Thank goodness for the balls. They were really to get squeezed in there.
There's what Butlin's done today, a busy punter. This will be his 3rd attempt. Curtis Conway, the redshirt freshman, back for USC. Butlin inside his own 10. Not quite as deep this time. Conway from the 36. And just a short return. Nice coverage that time as Michigan State gets down there to put the hit on it. 5:28 to go first quarter, no score. Let's go to the Michigan State sideline with Mike Joy. Mike?
Brad, there's been a turf war here of sorts over the condition of the artificial turf. All the Pac-10 teams water their fields before the game to reduce the incidence of injuries. And those teams all wear these nubby cleats. The Michigan State teams don't water their fields, and they wear a shoe that has a basketball-type sole. It's the only type of shoe that State brought here. So SC was scrambling to find these kind of shoes because they did not water the field like Larry Smith wanted. They said they'd let nature take its course. It's bright and sunny in a dry field.
And a 1st and 10 for Mazio Royster off the left side, and he got buried by Chuck Bulla again.
Hey, Brett, I'll relate a little story about turf and shoes. When I was with the Bears, we were going in to play the Giants, the New York Giants, at the end of the season. The day we went, there was 60 degrees. The next day, on game day, there was sleet, rain, and snow. And we tried to find all of the shoe stores in the metropolitan area of New York. And as it turned out, no one had any shoes for the Chicago Bears.
Isn't that amazing? The Giants didn't have anything to do with that, right?
No, of course not.
Under 5 minutes, first quarter, no score. It's been a defensive battle in a field position type game. USC's had the better field position with which to work. Mazio Royster, little room off the right side, and a first down. Into Spartan territory goes Royster. Freddie Wilson made the tackle, but Royster got 11.
Mazio Royster is finally starting to do the things you ask a tailback to do. That is when he hits the hole, he's running the daylight out of this deep backfield of USC. He's getting good blocking up front from his offensive line. And the reason why he's able to make yardage after he gets over the line of scrimmage is because they're taking out the backside tacklers along that offensive line.
Mazio Royster, the man they call Rolls Royster. And if that last name's familiar, his uncle, Jerry, a former Major League ball player, spent most of his time with the Atlanta Braves. First down. Here comes Mazio again. Got it down near the 42-yard line. He's only a sophomore and one of only 3 former Trojans, I should say 3 Trojans, who have gained 1,000+ in their sophomore seasons, and that's pretty good company. Charles White and Anthony Davis. And, of course, there's a long, long list of 1,000-yard running backs. He said he's wanted to be the USC tailback since he was in about 7th grade. Second down at 4. As you see, not a lot of offense so far early. It's been a hard-hitting defensive game with less than 4 minutes to play. First quarter, no score. Royster down near the 35. Bulla again, number 41, the first man there.
Raul Spears, that time, number 38 at USC with a nice block. He's in the up position, and that really helps that running game when you get a fullback in there that's going to throw a little leather. Last time, Scott Lockwood threw a nice block for Maziel Royster in the corner.
Lockwood, an undersized fullback. Royster got the first down at the 35 of Michigan State. See if Marinovich goes back to the air sometime in this drive.
Blue 392, go!
Here it is on the slant. Got his man. Joel Scott to the 9. 25-yard pass play.
Marinovich came up to the line of scrimmage. You heard him checking off. 292. What he wants to get is that quick slant. Watch him here. 3-step drop. Pops it off on the quick slant and is successful on the play. Good recognition up front, though, for Marinovich. Joel Scott, number 8, with the reception.
And they'll say that Joel's knee touchdown just outside the 10-yard line. And that's where they spot it. So USC can still get a first down inside the 1. This is 1st and 10. Their numbers inside the red zone this year. Maziel Royster to about the 9.
Now, Brad, this is where Michigan State makes it tough on you defensively, because they're not just going to simply line up and let you blow them off the football. They're going to be moving the whole time, and that makes it difficult for your offensive line to pick out who their guy is and block them off the football.
The 4-3 defense for Michigan State. Of course, George Perlis, the architect of the famous steel curtain defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers that won all those Super Bowls, and he tries to play the same type of football at Michigan State.
He's got an old Steeler down there coaching that defensive line for him, Steve Furness.
Steve was fighting the bull the other night.
Did pretty good, too.
Wellman in motion. Option. Royster on the pitch. Drop for a loss. Freddie Wilson, the strong safety, made the stop.
I was talking about the motion that the Michigan State defense will give you up front and why it makes it so difficult for you to run. Watch out here as the motion comes down. You see men coming in from the outside and rotation back outside. And what that does to you offensively is you want to pick out your guy and know who you're going to hit before the ball snaps. That time they forced Marinovich to make the toss quickly, and you see there are 4 Michigan State defenders out there ready to make the play.
And a loss of 3, thanks to the hit by Wilson. Brings up 3rd down and 11 at the 12-yard line. Morton and Hanna, the wideouts. Flags down. Marinovich in trouble. Down he goes. William Reese drops the USC quarterback way back at the 30-yard line.
It looked like Johnson, Bill Johnson, number 96, jumped early, but the question always is, was he drawn?
Nope.
Here he is right here at the top of your screen. He's just going to jump offside. Trying to get in on the action a little bit too quickly. He's working against Moody, number 72.
No third down.
Michael Moody, 6'7", 285. He's a junior out of San Francisco. And Bill Johnson is a big one himself.
USC switches up wide receivers. It's Joel Scott and Gary Wellman check in. 3rd down. And 6 yards to go at the 7-yard line.
Here's Blue 270. Blue 270, go.
Marinovich to the end zone. Touchdown. The slant to Gary Wellman, USC in front.
have to believe it was another audible by Todd Marinovich. You heard him coming up, 270. Normally, it's an indication it's a quick three-step drop. Fire the ball on the slant to Wellman.
Quinn Rodriguez in to kick. 36 out of 37 on his extra points this year. He's the school record holder in both point afters and field goals, and has no trouble with this one. 54 seconds to go first quarter at the John Hancock Bowl, and that young man, Gary Wellman, has put USC in front.
And what you're going to see is he's working against Haller, Alan Haller, number 23, and Haller really never took the inside away. Marinovich on the quick drop gets the slant up inside. Now, if you're Haller, you want to stop that receiver from either going inside or outside. You want to block him off, and he just was not able to do it.
Wellman, one of the seniors who remembers the '88 Rose Bowl. Here's how his quarterback reacts.
Marinovich looks like he's finally having a little fun out there for USC, Brad.
That touchdown capped a 60-yard march in 8 plays. Good-looking drive for Larry Smith's Trojans.
It looks like Pat Harlow, number 77, that's down on the play.
Well, that'd be a big loss.
Huge loss. He's their best offensive lineman along with Tucker.
Fairley's all right.
He's mad at somebody over at Michigan State. He's pointing over there. We'll have to follow the developments on that one for sure.
Yeah, there might be a little bit of payback coming up sometime on that deal. John Matsko, the offensive coordinator and offensive line coach, said, hey, don't tell Mark Tucker, but Pat Harlow's the best player on the whole team. Both those guys will see a lot of action in the NFL. George Perla's club down by a touchdown here with less than a minute to go first quarter. Brad Nessler, Dan Jiggets, and Mike Joy, and the whole crew, Pat O'Brien and Mike Francesa, and all of us have had such a great time here in El Paso all week long. USC out in front. The late stages of the first quarter.
They do such a sensational job down here in El Paso with the bowl committee and everybody making sure that the two teams, everybody involved, has a great time and really gets to see the city and gets to know their people here. And it's just been a wonderful series of events down here.
Courtney Hawkins inside his own 5. Grant Runnerstrom to kick off. This time, Hawkins will have a chance from the 8-yard line. And again, Hawkins bursts out and got leveled at the 33-yard line. But he definitely had a head of steam on.
And Willie McGinnis was the guy that made the stop. He came over, looked like a rodeo like we saw the other day. He just got him right around the top of the shoulders.
And we go to Mike Joy here with 49 seconds to go in the quarter. Mike?
Brad, of all the USC players we talked to during the week, I think Wellman probably has the biggest motive for revenge. He was one of 8 senior starters, part of that Rose Bowl losing team, and that's one guy's been waiting 2 years to catch that pass.
Kind of guy that, with the new run-and-shoot systems so prominent around the National Football League, thinks that he's got a chance to play a little pro ball, and I think he's probably right. Dan Enos rolls in trouble again and swarmed under. Willie McGinnis has come to play today.
Yeah, he got a lot of help from Matt Willig on the other side, 96. You saw Enos trying to roll out to his left. Willig just simply blocks it out on that other side. And now Dan Enos has to go back the other way. Watch Willig penetrate over here, and that stops Enos from getting out to the corner like he wants to. Now what he has to do is reverse field, and McGinnis is hustling on that backside, slamming the back door.
And a loss way back to the 24-yard line where it's 2nd and 20. USC wanting to force the pass. They get a draw play from Duckett. Tico Duckett back across the 25 to the 27-yard line.
And we've got a Michigan State offensive lineman down, Brad. I believe it's Roosevelt Wagner, number 50, the left tackle.
And Roosevelt was one of the players the USC side told us did a lot of talking this week. In fact, at the luncheon the other day, came over and said, my number's 50, my name is Big Rose. Come and get me. and right now he's down. Hopefully he's all right. Our first quarter has come to a close with a score, USC 7, Michigan State nothing. We'll return to the John Hancock Bowl after this message and a word from your local station.
For any reason you need a car, call your local Thrifty Car Rental. Need more room to roam? Call Thrifty. Special car for a special day? Call Thrifty. Car in the shop and you need a replacement? Call Thrifty. Fun trip? Call Thrifty. All our Chrysler cars have driver's side airbags. So call for any reason. Especially if you want to save a lot of money. Thrifty Car Rental. Because it's your money.
Come to a place called El Paso, where a morning walk can become a conversation with nature. And a short ride can take you from a modern city to an ancient culture. A place where the West Texas sun rises over 4 centuries of history, and the sunsets go on forever. Come to a place called El Paso.
The moment in time, maybe once in your life, when you feel that you're ready to fly.
And that time is now with the power of fuel-injected multi-valve engines, the security of anti-lock braking systems, the agility of 4-wheel independent suspensions. This is advanced Pontiac technology for the 90s. And from now till January 7th, special factory incentives make all this Pontiac technology even more affordable.
On the Pontiac Express, we do the science.
This is CBS.
For a night like tonight, I like to go all out. You know, wear a lipstick color that's a little more dramatic. But every time I tried one, I felt like, here comes Julie's lips.
Clarion lip color.
That's why I turned to Clarion. Their computer helped me pick all these wonderful, rich colors that look wonderful on me.
Clarion helps you choose only the colors that are right for you, so you'll be looking great and knowing it.
Look out. Here comes Julie. Her cough's getting worse. I've got something.
I'm calling a doctor. Faster than you can call your pediatrician, Pediatric Formula 44 starts to work. So fast, so effective, its protective coating starts to work the instant your child swallows. No wonder more and more pediatricians are recommending it. He said to give her Pediatric Formula 44, when you can't get fast relief fast enough.
Happy holidays from WBMG TV 42.
Back in El Paso to start the second quarter as Roosevelt Wagner was helped off the field. He's been replaced by Kerry Keaton on the left tackle spot for Michigan State. USC with the lead, 7-0. And with that touchdown today, look at that first quarter, what they've done this year.
They've always gotten off to a nice start all season long. Michigan State generally has a strong comeback in the third quarter. That's after George Perles gets a hold of that team at halftime normally.
Dan Enos to throw. Going deep for Hawkins. Just overshot him. Nice coverage defensively. Stephon Pace over there to help.
Brad, let's go back to something that happened on the Michigan State offensive line with Wagner getting the knee injury. You know, this AstroTurf has such adhesion when you have the shoes and the turf is dry and it really sticks on there. And it looked like from the replays that we had, we couldn't really see him, but you saw his shadow where he crumpled down a little bit. Perhaps that's what it was. The foot just got caught in the AstroTurf and there was no give on it.
There's a guy that's had a busy foot today. Butland to kick. Curtis Conway is deep. Scott Lockwood is the up man of the two return people for the Trojans. Butland hit it a mile in the air. Conway will have to take a fair catch at the 32-yard line. 41-yard kick and a fair catch. 7-0 our score here with the Trojans of USC out in front of Michigan State. 14:48 to go in half number one. Next week on CBS Sports, NFC wildcard matchup. Either the Saints or the Cowboys, depending on what happens tonight, will take on the Chicago Bears.
Right now, the Cowboys playing without their star quarterback, Aikman, are really in trouble.
Babe Laufenberg took a beating by the Falcons yesterday. The last word before kickoff gets it going. 3:30 Eastern next weekend right here on CBS Sports. And if the Saints win tonight, they are in to face the Bears. Nice play fake by Marinovich. throws to Royster out of the backfield. Out to the 47-yard line. Picked up almost 15. William Reese got back from his defensive tackle spot.
And John Matsko, their offensive coordinator at USC, told us that one thing that they wanted to do was throw off the keys of Michigan State's defense. And with the play action, the fakes, and all the rest of that, that's exactly what they're doing. They're being very successful in that area at this point.
He said if this is a game just size against size, we already lost.
Go back to California then, but a lot of deception going on up there.
1st and 10. Trojans at their own 48. Royster, nice move. And close to another first down. Boy, made the first man miss.
Oh, but I saw something I really liked. Michael Moody, number 72, the left tackle for USC. Got a great block on the line of scrimmage. Now, Michigan State's slanting on him, but watch how he stays with the block. And this is what you always teach on the offensive line, to stay with the blocks, because this man's going to slant up inside, but he's just going to stay with him and nail him and drive him to the turf. And that's Bill Johnson, number 96, that he takes right out of the picture right there. You see the pancake block.
And the man that helped make the tackle right there, number 74, William Reese, is down. Being helped off as the Spartans have lost some bodies here in the first half of this ball game.
Well, the interesting thing is Michigan State is used to playing on AstroTurf, and USC is not. It's funny to see some of the, what's happening with the injury situation, because so far it's been mostly Michigan State in that regard.
Second down, a yard to go. That's Wagner being helped out of the cart over there. Roosevelt Wagner went down earlier. Todd Marinovich is 3 out of 5, 39 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. 2 tight ends set. One of them jumped early. Frank Griffin got a little early takeoff. Flags all over the field. And so it's going to bring up 2nd down and 6 instead. Gene Wirtz, our referee today. And Rosie Wagner on his way to the locker room.
A dead ball. False start against the offense. Still 2nd down.
He doesn't look like he's in great shape there. It looks like he's a little depressed. But, it's not something you want to see, particularly the last game of the season, to have a fine player go down like that.
Marinovich threw an interception early in the ball game. Ike Quinello picked it off in the end zone, but he came back and threw the touchdown toss to Wellman. Here's Royster. Near the 39, first down USC. Eddie Brown and Bobby Wilson combine on the tackle, but Mazio Royster off to a fast start, 42 yards on 10 carries.
He's a young man that's run himself out of a lot of trouble in Pomona, California. Went to Bishop Amat because he wanted to get out of Pomona and have a chance to go on to USC, something he said he dreamed about when he was a young man. And the dreams have come true for Mazio Royster. He's making a lot of people mad about those dreams, I can tell you that much. Good blocking up front, though, by his offensive line. Just doing a sensational job of getting in there and moving Michigan State off.
Flipping, gets the offense, 15-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Well, that kills a first down and will back USC up now into their own territory again. A couple of key mistakes as far as penalties. They're working on Reese's left hand. He apparently is all right and will be back. Rushing yardage in the football game has been lopsided in USC's favor. We thought it would be the other way around. This guy's the reason. Royster all the way to the 46-yard line. They're having trouble finding him, Dan.
Yeah, he got a good block that time, too, from his other fullback, Rory Brown. Number 42 is out up the top of your screen, stays with his man, and that gives Mazio Royster the corner. Anytime you get out there, you want to spring out your back outside. You take those people out of the picture right there. Now he can cut back, and that's where his growth is coming from, that ability to see the hole on the backside and then break it back up there.
3rd down. Almost 4 to go for USC. 3 wide receiver group. Wallace, Wellman, and Hannah. Wellman, the motion man. Marinovich over the middle, wide open is Lockwood. First down, Trojans at the 37-yard line. Dixon Edwards and Chuck Bulla made the tackle. We're at the John Hancock Bowl in El Paso, Texas. One of the oldest bowl games in all of college football. And a packed house watching Michigan State and USC. And the Trojans in front 7-0 on Todd Marinovic's touchdown pass to Gary Wellman. Michigan State has done very little offensively. It's been USC that's had the better of it so far. They've got a first down at the 36-yard line. A nice play fake again. Deep middle. Frank Griffin couldn't hold on. A couple times he's gone to Griffin now, both times incomplete.
Yeah, that time the ball was thrown a little bit behind Griffin. That's a tough catch to make. You're moving that quickly in one direction to try to reverse your body and catch it the other way. Marinovich had plenty of time on that one to set up and find his man downfield.
Chuck Bulla calling the defensive signals for the Spartans. Second down. USC at the Michigan State 36-yard line. Marinovich with some pressure this time. Throws on the run. Got it to Lockwood. And a little fullback to the 32-yard line. Larry Smith in his 4th year at USC. 15 years overall. Tulane and Arizona before becoming head man of the Trojans. And there's his numbers.
Sitting with him at dinner last night, and he got up and left at 9:30. And I said, "Where you going, Coach?" He says, "I go back," and what he does is every night before the game, he takes a bag full of candy, a whole great big sack full of candy, almost like Santa Claus, and goes around and visits each of his players and talks with them about how they feel about the game tomorrow and all the rest of that. And he says that his wife's been telling him not to feed them sweets. So you tell those big linemen you're not bringing candy in there, you're in trouble.
3rd and 6. Marinovich under pressure again. Got tagged as he let go of that one, incomplete. And Marinovich down at the 47-yard line. He took a big hit. Dixon Edwards, the man that delivered it. And that's the second time Marinovich has been slow to get up, and he is obviously hurting.
As he released, he went up in the air to try to get over Dixon. And Dixon Edwards, and right there he's going to get stuck. And that's Jenkins, Carlos Jenkins, 51, who really sinks the shoulder pad in there. And it looks like he may have just gotten some wind knocked out of him. He's got some rib pads on down below his shoulder pads. Carlos Jenkins, another young man that stays up at East Lansing during the summers because he does not want to go back home to Florida. He says it's not a positive environment. He wants to stay in school.
Well, hopefully you're right that it was just a wind problem.
Yeah, you see right there his straps. The straps are hanging out of Marinovich's jersey. And that's those rib pads that he's wearing. See them right there. That's where he's got that rib pad that connects.
So it's 4th down following the incompletion. And Quinn Rodriguez is going to try a field goal to try to put USC in front by 10 points. They lead 7-0. They're going to spot this one down near the 39. A 49-yard field goal attempt by Quinn Rodriguez. His career long is 48. Got it on the way, and it's short. Didn't quite get there. So the Michigan State defense holds. Still USC by a touchdown.
It could be a fight for the national championship, the Mobile Cotton Bowl Classic.
Pontiac Grand Am, the best-selling compact in America, can now be leased for only $199 a month. The 1991 Grand Am LE, driving excitement made easy, with an automatic transmission, air conditioning, stereo cassette, and no down payment. This may be the best time to experience the thrill of a 91 Grand Am for yourself. But don't wait too long. This is a limited offer, and at only $199 a month, they'll be moving fast.
underneath the moon. Skinnamarink, gadding, skinnamarink, gadoo. I love you. I love you.
11:07 to go in the half. Trojans by 7. Let's get an update on Todd Marinovich's condition from Mike Joy. Mike?
Brad, I think he'll be okay. They were really massaging his right lower rib cage, but Shane Foley is here warming up and ready to go in the game. For Michigan State, Roosevelt Wagner got carted off on the cart. He was not talking as he went. He has strained the left knee. His backup at offensive guard, Bob Henry, was lost during practice this week. That puts Kerry Keaton, number 55, a walk-on in the game. And if he falls, Michigan State is out of offensive guards. They'll have to move a tackle.
All right, Mike, thank you. Tico Duckett on first down. Got outside near the 37, maybe the 38-yard line. Stephon Pace knocked him out. Pickup of about 5.
Nice lead block there by Rob Roy, number 27 from Michigan State, giving Duckett an opportunity to get over the top. Brooks, senior out of Chicago. Watch Roy on the lead here. Establish the corner for his running back, Duckett. Searching him out right now. Going low and taking out that containment outside.
Big Ten most valuable offensive player, Tico Duckett, who led the conference in rushing. Replaced now by Hickson, who's the tailback. And here comes the other guy. And Hickson puts his head down and gets out what appears to be a first down. They call him Jekyll and Hyde. These two are so different. As you see, Hyland likes to talk. Tico's the quiet guy.
Hey, he doesn't need a megaphone out there either. He can get it done.
George Perlis says when he starts doing that stiff walk out there and talking to people, I know he's just getting warmed up. George Perlis, like a father to many of these kids, and says of Hyland Hickson, I try to tell him to shut up, but he doesn't listen to me. I don't know what's wrong with him. There's Todd Marinovich as they're checking his ribs out, we understand. Everybody jumped a little bit early.
Eric Moten with the Evander Holyfield there. After SC's defensive line went offside, Moten didn't like it and came across with a right cross. Maybe we can get him on Sports Saturday, Sports Sunday. Ooh, watch here as the pressure comes in from.
They might be disqualifying him. They might have thrown him out
right
of the
there.
game.
And he just hammers Matt Willick.
It was a great right hand, but I think it cost him the rest of the afternoon, maybe.
No excuse for that, though. You know, you get yourself kicked out of a ball game, critical situation. You got to be patient and just wait till the next play.
So the entire left side of the Michigan State line right now not in there because Roosevelt Wagner went off injured, and now Moten, I think we're going to hear from Gene Wirtz, who's been tossed, but let's wait and see. They're going to their pads and pens there. I think they've thrown him out of the ballgame.
Eric Moten's a criminal justice major. We'll practice that time.
Here's a call.
We have a dead ball, offside against the defense, 5-yard penalty. We have a dead ball, personal foul, disqualification against the offensive team, 15-yard penalty. Both penalties will be enforced.
One thing Eric Moten will learn from this situation is that you don't do foolish things like this in a critical ball game. And watch as Matt Willick just gets it right in the chin right there. And Willick did a pretty good job of acting, too. He took it all the way down, but Moten just leveled it.
Moten's gone. Wagner gone to injury. Backups at both spots now. As Larry Keaton's at left tackle. Brett Lorius is now in at left guard. Todd Marinovich trying to shake off the effects of what's been a hard-hitting ball game.
And one thing that George Pearls will teach his people, and that is to play tough, but you play smart as well, and that's just not a smart play.
That's true. 10 minutes, 39 seconds to go, first half. Brad Nessler, Dan Jiggets, Mike Joy, Pat O'Brien, Mike Francesa. We've got everybody here in El Paso for the 57th John Hancock Bowl, where the Trojans of USC lead 7-0 with 10:39 to go, second quarter. George Perlis is not too excited about what just happened.
Well, if you're going to do that kind of stuff like Bowden did, you got to do it within the context of a play so you're not like center stage.
If both penalties are enforced, I assume we have a 10-yard difference, and it's going to be first down at about 20 when they get all this straightened out. As Dan Enos goes into the Spartan huddle. -2 of his key cogs on the front wall now. We talked about the Bulls, the big Bulls of Michigan State, and a couple of them are down in the pen. First and 20. Not much. Dixon maybe got back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be tougher sledding now, Dan, for those two guys, Hickson and Duckett.
Yeah, they've lost two key cogs in that wheel over there on the left side.
They're still in some pretty good company. Big Ten single-season rushing tandems. Duckett and Hickson have just moved in front of Archie Griffin and Pete Johnson, who had the previous mark.
Archie Griffin won 2 Heisman trophies while he was at Ohio State.
Enos straight drop. Directs some traffic and keeps it out at the 40-yard line. Third down, about 14 coming up. Coming up tomorrow on CBS Sports, the Mobile Cotton Bowl Classic. We'll get it underway at 1:30 Eastern. Third-ranked Texas and number 4 Miami. And maybe a shot at a national championship.
Yeah, I was going to say, Brad, that Texas really has a shot at the thing. We saw them play twice this season, and they just steadily improved each time that we saw them. And I think people thought we were joking at first when we said they got a shot at the national title, but not too many people laughing anymore.
Remember, their only loss was a close one to the top-ranked Colorado. So they've earned their horns in Austin. Third down at 15. Dan Enos has time, running out of time, and the ball is loose. Flags down. Let's see who's got it at the 30. Greg Hartsiker put a lick on Enos. And a pile up at the 30. Hartsiker says USC's got it. No official word yet. Now we have it. Terry McDaniels. The holding call will be declined. USC football.
Last year, Trent Hartsiker had 9 sacks, and he was replaced by Junior Seau, who is now with the Chargers. You see right there, he comes in on the sack, just knocks the ball loose, and it is recovered by McDaniels on the other side. But Hartsiker's having a nice little season rushing the ball, rushing upfield, and getting to the quarterback on the backside. He led a lot of real estate.
Excuse me, Dan. He led the Trojans in sacks this year, too, with 7. And that hit causes the fumble that McDaniels recovers. Big break for USC. 9:44 to play in the half. USC in command.
Okay, what's new with the new generation of Oldsmobile? Still wondering?
This is the new generation of old. The big 3-0.
To celebrate 30 years of 30-minute delivery, Domino's Pizza delivers the Big 3-0.
The big 3-0.
Order a large pizza at regular price and get a medium with your favorite topping for just 30 cents more.
The big 3-0.
A great deal like this won't last forever, so call now and ask for the Big 3-0.
The big 3-0. It's time for Domino's Pizza Big 3-0.
The reason 2 Oldsmobiles made the 1991 Consumers Digest Best Buys list is based on the same philosophy Oldsmobiles are built by. Exceptional value.
This is the new generation of old.
When the only thing better than making it to the top is making it to the bottom.
It's the right feel now.
Because you know looking good isn't just for summer.
It's the right feel now.
Because you know winter's the time to turn up the heat. So call for the silver bullet, the one that won't slow you down.
It's the right feel now.
The Trojans leading the Spartans 7-0, 9:44 till halftime. Pat O'Brien's got our halftime for us coming up. Pat, what are you going to have?
All right, Brad, thank you very much. Coming up on college football today, Mike Francesa and I will have a hearty and frank discussion of what has been an unusual year in college football, and we'll add our names to the thousands who have tried to answer the year-end question, who is number one? One thing we know for sure is that Todd Sandroni from Ole Miss has more than football on his mind. You'll see why this young man has picked up yet another honor. And as long as we're here, we'll go to the bullfights. Not much bull, not much fight, but we'll go anyway as the College Football Today show rolls on at halftime with Mike and I. We'll see you guys later.
All right, Pat, thanks. First down, USC. Wellman in motion. Mazio Royster, 5 more to the 25. William Reese, who went out earlier, back in there to make the tackle.
And Bobby Wilson, number 97 from Michigan State, got good penetration on the play. And young man from Chicago, I think he thought he was in the loop that time because he just walked right by Mazio Royster.
Mazio Royster's been a big part of the USC offense so far. And, of course, Marinovic's touchdown pass to Wellman has accounted for our scoring so far. Approaching 9 minutes to go in the half. Marinovich has some words with his tailback and pitches it to it. Royster going to be close to the first down. Had to get near the 19, and that's where they might have to take a look at it. Mike Iquinello and Chuck Bullion on the stop for Michigan State. There's the numbers on Mazio.
Brad, one of the things SC does so successfully outside is they reach with their offensive line. And what I mean by that is watch these men try to seal off that outside and give their running back an opportunity, or their tailback an opportunity to hit the corner. You see them now getting in position and sealing that off. Tailback searching out that little hole in there where he can slide up and get the first down.
Mazio had only 1 carry the first 3 games for USC this year, and then Ricky Irvins went down to an injury. He became the USC tailback, 1,000-yard season, and he's off to a great start here today. George Perlis is going to burn some ears at halftime. I can guarantee you that much. They move the sticks. First down, Trojans.
And that halftime report that Pat O'Brien's got coming up, you're going to see some of the bullfights that we went through the other night. One of our young guys from CBS went in there and fought the little bull, and the bull ran over him.
The rat?
Yeah, he stopped. Joe Zappulla, one of our BAs, our broadcast associates, the bull just simply ran over him, stopped, looked back, and said, "Excuse me, are those bugle boys?"
First down, Marinovich and the Trojan offense. Quick slant again. First and goal, Johnny Morton made the catch.
I think what Todd Marinovich is really kind of surprised at when he's dropping back is the fact that Michigan State's playing some more zone. I think he's expecting a little bit more man-to-man down here. He drops back and says, "Hey, this is golden opportunities right here. Just hit those quick slants." The secondary doesn't react up deep fast enough from the deep positions that they're taking all the way on the goal line.
They're going to have to cut that slant pattern off, or it's going to be a long day for George Perlis and his defense.
Exactly. They have to play a little in-your-face type defense now.
First and goal, Trojans. Now they load it up with the extra tight ends. Mazio Royster to about the 4-yard line. Hit by Bobby Wilson, the defensive tackle. Down to 8 minutes to play first half, and USC threatening to go in front by 2 touchdowns. Royster's going to come out of the USC lineup. Scott Lockwood, Raul Spears, and Rory Brown are all in there. Second and goal. Lockwood, not quite. Scott Lockwood started the season as a tailback, moved to fullback in the Ohio State game, and Larry Smith says that's when our whole running game turned around.
Okay, and if you ask Lockwood, I don't think he liked blocking at first, but says, "Hey, now, whatever they ask me to do, I'm going to do it." And he's been doing it fairly well from that fullback position now for USC. You will see him occasionally at both spots, so he'll come in at the tailback position as well.
This is one of the times when both Royster and Lockwood will be in there together. One of the only times this drive, I should say. Extra tight end set. Third and goal at the 1. Royster Did not get in, or did he?
Michigan State saying that he did not get to the El Paso.
Cut him off at the El Paso, right? Haller made the tackle. Wow, he got airborne. Let's take a look. We're right on the goal line for you.
Now, keep in mind, he's got to cross that plane. Let's imagine a pane of glass going up right from the front side of that white line.
Oh, baby, that's close.
That is a close one.
I don't think the Trojans had everybody on the field they needed on 4th down, and they call timeout. 6:31 to go in the half. Trojans will talk it over. They'll have 4th and goal when we come back.
Very funny. Very funny. Very funny. Oh, it's his idea. It's his idea. All right. You can have it. I'm going to stand up to read this.
Yes, all right. Oh, he made it. He made it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. When you were 21, we drank a toast to it.
Yeah.
Looks like you.
I wasn't old enough.
All right. When you were 30, I can't read this.
Let me hold this down.
So, you could boast of it.
Yes.
Because he married me.
Well, there we go.
Now you're 40. God, that picture's awful. So make the most of it.
Yeah. Take a look. Your pant size and your age.
That's right. Well, isn't that clever?
Chevy's got this truck, S10EL. More mileage than a leading import for less money. I said that's more for less. I told Chevy if you tell everybody about it on television, everybody's going to want to do it. The imports will see it. They'll say, hey, we want to do that too. Chevy will say, nope, can't. More for less. That's ours. Then the government will say, maybe we could give the people more for... Nah, more for less. What a concept. Now it's easy to win with the heartbeat of America.
The Trojans are that far away from another touchdown. It's 4th down, about 18 inches to go for a score.
And Brad, normally in this situation you would quarterback sneak it, but the problem with USC is their center, Craig Gibson, is 6'3", 245, and that makes it a little difficult for him to move out some people up front. So maybe they're going to go with something else, but Marinovich at 6'4" could easily squeeze the ball, and you just go up there and get under center and just push it across.
And Marinovich has scored 3 rushing touchdowns this season. 7th play of the drive started at the Michigan State 30 on a fumble recovery.
And they could easily kick the field goal here, but I think they want to establish something, the fact that they can go up 14 points on Michigan State, throw the pressure and all the heat back on the start.
Raul Spears in as the up man in the eye. Royster the tailback. 4th and goal. Marinovich, touchdown. The ball's loose. Michigan State saying they have it. No official word from the officials yet.
They think they're getting away from those players. They're nuts. Those guys they want a decision. There should be a decision.
We're going to wait. I may have been premature. He was in as far as his body lean, but I don't know when the ball came loose, and that's what the discussion around referee Gene Wirtz is all about.
The officials are trying to separate Johnson, number 96, and Marinovich right now.
And of course, we don't have the opportunity to go upstairs to look at this. Touchback. The Spartans have it.
From 6 inches away, I don't know how Marinovich fumbles the ball as he goes in. Difficult to see from our perspective, but let's take a look at it on the replay. Goes with a fake handoff and then just takes it back himself. And what happened is he stepped in the backfield about 2 yards on the fake, and it appears the ball just rolled out as he was going into the end zone.
There was a pile of bodies right on the goal line. You obviously saw the ball come loose. It's hard to distinguish whether or not
really
he was over.
Yeah, this really isn't a definitive look either, but let's see if we can find out when that ball rolls out. You see it pounding on the ground right there. Marinovich is looking for it, and he's apparently not into the end zone yet. So,
what a gigantic break for Michigan State. Tico Duckett heads outside. Nice gain out near the 29-yard line, and this will no doubt give the Spartans a little spark, I would think, Dan.
Oh, yeah, this is the kind of situation now that Michigan State can take full advantage of.
Dan Enos, the senior quarterback. Over 1,500 yards throwing the football on the season.
Just as Marinovich is coming back and faking it, you see the ball right there going down to the turf, and he is still trying to get into the end zone. Remember, he came back about a yard, 2 yards off the ball with the fake. Then he tried to go and launch himself in. Here it is once again. Right there, you see the ball coming out. As he goes down right there, keep your eye on the ball right there. It goes down to the turf, and he had not crossed the goal line. The ball's free right in here.
Michigan State covered it, took over at their own 20 and got 9 yards from Tico Duckett. 2nd down and 1. 6:14 to play in the half. USC by a touchdown. Here comes a blitz. Hickson throws down for a loss. These two teams have mixed it up so far in the first half.
Highland Hickson probably felt like a matador trying to avoid the bull rush of Scott Ross on that one. If we can continue this play on bulls and matadors, because that time Scott just came across the line of scrimmage on the blitz, as you said, Brad. That gave Barber an opportunity to get in and make the tackle in the backfield.
Kurt Barber, all Pac-10 second team selection. See the clock winds down to your 5.5 minutes, and Dan Enos is going to call timeout and go over to talk to head coach George Perlis. 7-0 USC.
Getting to know you.
Geo Metro XFI. That's the best mileage you can get. This car can make a difference. Runs clean. I know I'd breathe a lot easier. And it's so affordable. It'll let me see more of the world. I like where this is going.
Getting to know you.
Now's the time to get to know the Geo Metro XFI at your Chevrolet Geo dealers.
Subway bakes my bread up fresh, and that's my way. My way. I get a combo seafood club the best way. My way. Subway. You leave my sub in front of me. Just the way it ought to be. It's fresh and hot. I know I got it. My way. Subway. My way. Subway.
Take home a sub with lean Oscar Mayer ham or roast beef and be a hero.
You know when it's right. You know when you feel it, baby. You hold it, you hear it, you taste it, it's right. You got the right one, baby. Is this irrepressibly lovable, unsurpassably quotable, and intimately soulful? You got the right one, baby.
With 100% NutraSweet.
The first ever network broadcast of women's regular season basketball. 4th-ranked Purdue battles 3rd-ranked Auburn. Number 6 Georgia takes on Iowa. Saturday.
Southern Cal leading by a touchdown. Mike Joy, Michigan State's got to get something going here.
And it's going to be tough with what's left of their offensive line. Eric Moten, the senior co-captain who got tossed for that punch, said Matt Willig gave him a late hit in between the face mask. Willig denies it, but Moten came up swinging and didn't realize the whole world had stopped. Clemency from the governor couldn't have saved him on that one.
3rd down and 4. A long 3. Sends his fullback in motion, and Highland Hickson all the way to the 40. Now he's starting to do his talking out there again. 14-yard pickup.
The one thing about Highland Hickson, though, is when he's talking out there, he's trying to motivate himself and his teammates. And this is a quick slant over on the left side. Now, we were wondering whether or not they're going to run over in that left side because they've had so many injuries and, of course, with Moten going down early in the ball game, getting ejected. But Hickson hits that left side, does some nice running up there. If he had the ability to cut down there and avoid Hawkins, he'd be gone right now.
Enos changes things at the line. Rolls on first down. Courtney Hawkins, incomplete, overshoots him.
Brad, USC is doing something that they told us they wanted to do. When we talked to Chris Allen, their defensive coordinator, he said, we want to contain Enos on the pass. We don't want him running all the way out to the corner with the ability to look downfield and take a lot of time or tuck the ball up and run.
Enos so far 0 for 5 throwing the football. Just under 5 minutes to go here in El Paso, Texas at the John Hancock Bowl. Brad Nessler, Dan Jiggets, Mike Joy, Pat O'Brien, Mike Francesa. We've got everybody on hand. It's not a normal day, we understand. Your soap operas aren't on, but this is the soap opera at hand. USC by a touchdown. And tomorrow the programming will be a little different too, as the big matchup will be in the Mobile Cotton Bowl. So we hope you enjoy this end of our college football season. And we've got some motion on the right side. Dwayne Young, the tight end, apparently jumped.
Yeah, you see, the tight end can move as long as he moves backwards. If he moves forward, he's in trouble.
Wrong way. They'll back it up 5 yards. Young, they listed him originally about 265. He came back from the Christmas break, and they weighed him near 294.
The turkey population dropped considerably. One thing about him, though, he's a good physical blocker up front.
Did Chuck Bulla look like that before the last couple of days? Nice do. 2nd and 15. Enos has time. Deep sideline. Hawkins. First down, Spartans.
I think Dan Enos may have found something out on that play. This is a straight drop back instead of the rollout. And what happens is USC really doesn't have a strong rush on this play. Enos has got some time to look downfield and completes the pass to Hawkins.
All the way to the 43-yard line. 21-yard pickup.
Courtney Hawkins from Flint, Michigan. Grew up with Andre Rison, who now plays with the Atlanta Falcons, and really tries to model his game after Andre, and that's not a bad one to model your game after. Andre's going to the Pro Bowl.
Missed 5 games with a broken collarbone, but back and healthy for the Hancock Bowl. Highland Hickson slashes off the left side. He got about 9. And all of a sudden, the Spartan offense has come to life.
Yeah, everybody, I'm sure, was concerned about how Kerry Caton was going to do over on that left side, number 55, but Kerry brings a load or two when he comes in. He's 6'4", 300 pounds, and that's probably before the holidays as well. And he's done a pretty nice job over there. Yeah, he's shaking his head. Yeah, I got him.
2nd down, about a yard to go. Football just tucked inside the USC 34. Duckett now the single setback. Enos throws on the run to Hawkins again. First down, out of bounds to the 23. Marvin Pollard knocked him out.
And what Michigan State is doing successfully now is they're putting the ball in a few different people's hands and moving the ball around the field as well. And Enos finally getting some time to set up and throw the football. And that's really all he needs. And I talked about containment before. You saw that time there was no containment on him. He could have rolled all the way to the sideline.
Hawkins' counterpart, the split end position, James Bradley, says the biggest injury in the Big Ten this year was when Hawk went down for those 5 games. And George Perlis agreed. He said, hey, Courtney Hawkins makes everybody play better. And Hawkins is a big part of this drive for Michigan State. 1st and 10 at the USC 23. Tico Duckett, nice spin, but it didn't get him anything. Kurt Barber held on.
Kurt Barber's really been coming along this season. He's having a nice game today as well.
Former player of the year in the state of Kentucky.
I had a chance to chat with him on, I believe it was Saturday, and I was just asking him about Kentucky. I said, how in the world did you make it to USC from Kentucky? He said he didn't want to stop until he got to the coast.
When I hit water, I know I'm there.
Yeah, he said if there wasn't any water, he'd have kept going.
2nd down and 11. We have worked our way to the 3:20 mark of the first half. USC by a touchdown. Dan Enos throws to Rob Roy. The big fullback to about the 18-yard line, and he's the fullback, and he goes about 270.
Yeah, they went to that Dan Jiggett School of Conditioning. I really like the look of this Michigan State ball game.
I'm glad you said that.
See, he's from Chicago. He must have gone to my school of conditioning.
Every time we meet a player who says, I have trouble keeping weight on, Dan always says, come on to my house for about 2 months, and we'll load you up. 3rd down and 5, upcoming. The big fella goes out, and Bryce Abrams checks in at the fullback position. Key 3rd down, obviously, for the Spartans. They're a 42% team on 3rd down on the year. Dan Enos didn't like the look of what he saw across the line. He calls timeout. 2 minutes, 29 seconds to go. We'll see if the Spartans can score when we come back.
And it gives me a sense that things are happening at this school.
Yes, it is. This is home.
Some seats are better than others at the Hancock Bowl. That one, I guess, is a little less expensive.
They're on the Coyote patrol up there, Brad. Coyotes come right out of the hills.
7-0 USC leads the football game, thanks to a touchdown pass from Todd Marinovich to Gary Wellman. As we take a look at our game summary today, total offense, USC well out in front. Marinovich had one picked off in the end zone, but threw a touchdown pass, and the Spartans have lost 2 starters on their offensive front.
And when you go to the turnovers, USC with 2. One is the interception by Marinovich, and the other one, the fumble going into the end zone. And you have to wonder, why do you have all those exchanges when you get down to the goal line? That's where you just want to keep that ball in one guy's hands, let him take it across on the quarterback sneak.
And remember, that fumble by Marinovich in the end zone, in essence, was the start of this Michigan State drive, which started at the 20 after the touchback, and now it's play number 11 of the drive coming up. The biggest one, though, 3rd and 5. Hawkins trots out there to the top of your screen. Highland Hickson, single setback. Here he comes. Nice cutback. Hickson, he'll score.
Number 30, Highland Hickson carries for Michigan State.
18 yards for Hickson. Touchdown, Michigan State.
Jim Johnson, number 69, his right tackle, stayed with his block on the backside of the play. That allowed Hickson to slide all the way back down the line of scrimmage and just come back on that backside for the 18-yard TD run.
Highland Hickson, who came from the same high school as Lorenzo White. He looked like Lorenzo that time with that nice cutback for the score. John Langlow in for the point after. And we are all tied up. 2 minutes and 22 seconds to go in the half. An 80-yard march for Michigan State. And that man, Highland Hickson, capped it off from 18 yards out.
Coaches always tell you never give up on the backside of a play. You never know how important your block is going to be. Watch Johnson, number 69, on the backside of this play. Stays in there, keeps looking for a man. Now he hooks up right there with the pancake block, and that really springs Highland Hickson. He got the block on Gideon Murrell and just threw him to the turf. Hickson with the TD and the toss. Here's another look at it. Again, you'll see how important this block is right there. That's the key block on the play.
Murrell goes down at about the 18. Hickson takes it in from 18.
You gotta love this guy.
10 plays, 80 yards, 4 minutes, 5 seconds. Dan Enos warmed up passing on that drive, too. He was 3 out of 4, but it was the ground game, as it's been so often this year. Hickson with his 14th touchdown of the season. 2:22 to go in the half. Mike Joy near the Michigan State bench. Mike?
Brad, Enos called timeout, not because he saw something he didn't like. He saw something he thought he could take advantage of. Came over and discussed it, brought that play back, and it was the one Hickson took it in.
And that one blasted by Langlow out of the end zone. Boy, he got a little foot in that one. So USC has 2:22 to work with, and they are going to be 80 yards away. Todd Marinovich with some final words before he heads out.
Young man who's been in the center of a lot of controversy at USC. You can imagine how difficult it is for a young man trying to grow up with the kind of pressure and the attention that you get as a starting quarterback at USC, and then still trying to become an adult. He's got a lot of pressure on his shoulders.
John Matsko, the offensive coordinator, who Marinovich was talking with there, said the kid really gets focused at game time. A lot of people think he's a little flaky, but not when he takes the snap and throws like that. In and out of the hands, incomplete. Johnny Morton couldn't hold on, and again, the slant pattern would have worked.
And the reason why is because Michigan State, the cornerbacks are just not getting up in the face. They're not pressing. They're staying back and laying off, and that allows USC to get those slants.
There's Eddie Brown, one of the corners. Alan Haller on the other side. USC, a couple of timeouts left. 2nd and 10. Trojans at their own 20. Draw play, Royster. Found an opening for about 7 yards. Mike Iaquinello made the tackle. Don't forget, tomorrow on CBS Sports, another big college football matchup for you, the Mobile Cotton Bowl Classic. And who knows, maybe one of those teams can win the national title. 3rd-ranked Texas, number 4 Miami. Mike Francesa's got opinions. That's what he's got a lot of, and he'll have those at halftime for us about who should be number 1. Mike and Pat coming up in 1 minute and 42 seconds. Mazio Royster. First down, USC.
Mazio Royster, named after the Maceo of James Brown's band. James Brown used to call on Maceo to blow his horn. And Mazio Royster has been doing a fabulous job of running the football for USC.
74 yards, 17 carries, and we're not even at halftime yet.
He's the hardest working tailback in football.
And he's going to come out. He is a little bit hobbled. I don't know if he'll make the sideline before they snap the ball. Spears and Strother in there now. Marinovich buying some time, throws short. Oh, what a hit. Strother got tagged. Dixon Edwards there, Bobby Wilson there. That was a head-on collision.
The screen took so long to develop that Michigan State had an opportunity to get back in there. Dixon Edwards with the stop, number 57. And these are the kind of plays that turn a game around for you defensively, when you get this kind of a stick and really set up the offense like they did on this play. But watch how long this play takes to develop. Right now, Todd Marinovich wants to unload the football. Now he finally does on the screen outside.
Royster off the left side. Got out to the 40-yard line. He took a shot there from Freddie Wilson.
Yeah, see that last play, that Dixon Edwards play was an attitude play. Get you pumped up.
Down to 22 seconds, still halftime. Got a personal foul on USC, dead ball foul. Remember, we've had one ejection. Michigan State lost one of their players who was thrown out of this game.
And Brad, at the top of the game, you referred to some of the talking that had gone on.
Personal foul against the offense. 15-yard penalty. 3rd down.
One thing you know, USC is not going to run away from anybody.
I think George Perlis just said, why don't you throw him out? I think the coaches are even doing a little talking on each other now.
3rd and 17.
Throw him out. I think you can read the lips there. Everybody heated up a little bit in the final 20 seconds of the half. And USC going to let that clock run down. They'll head to the locker room.
And George Perlis heads to the officials.
George is on his way to the referee. You got that right. That's going to do it for the first half with the score. Michigan State 7, USC 7. CBS Sports coverage of the John Hancock Bowl will continue after this message and a word from your local station.
Which car has the best long-lasting protection against rust when scratched? Chevy Lumina, Ford Taurus, Honda Accord, or Mercedes-Benz? In these corrosion chambers, 30 days equals 2 years. Chevy Lumina's two-sided galvanized steel is unsurpassed in corrosion protection. With Ford, Honda, and Mercedes, sooner or later, you get this. By only scratching the surface, you can see why more people are winning with the heartbeat of America.
That's today's Chevrolet.
Hard to believe, but that was me, Dan Dierdorf, before I lost 40 pounds in 4 months with Ultra Slim Fast. Hey, I'm a big eater, but with Ultra Slim Fast, I never felt hungry. The plan is easy. I had a delicious shake for breakfast, another for lunch, and then a sensible dinner. I'm back to my college playing weight, and I feel terrific. Best of all, I'm not shaped like one of these anymore.
Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
This is CBS.
We at the Rug Shop hope everyone in the Birmingham area got everything they wanted for Christmas. But in case you didn't, we'd like to offer you an alternative.
Get what you really wanted for Christmas the week after at the Rug Shop. The day after Christmas starts our annual clearance sale, and we're moving them out. You'll find tremendous values on name brand carpets with savings up to 60% and more. Save big this week at the Rug Shop.
Hurry, these specials are good between Christmas and New Year's only.
You can't buy carpets for less unless it's a lot less carpet. The Rug Shop.
Whether you're kicking back or feeding the gang, winter is the perfect time for savings at Southeastern Meats. Save on 3-pound chicken fingers, $7.95. Fresh lean ground chuck, $1.39 a pound. Tony's sausage and cheese pizza, $6.95. 5 pounds ground chuck beef patties, $6.95. And Farmland mixed cut pork chops, 99 cents a pound. There's a location near you.
We cut our prices to the bone. Southeastern Meats.
McDonald's introduces the 59er breakfast. A sausage biscuit for 59 cents, hash browns for 59 cents, and a large coffee for 59 cents.
When you buy them all together for $1.77 at McDonald's.
You're late.
I know, but I brought you breakfast.
Better be good.
Oh, it is McDonald's sausage biscuit for 59 cents, hash brown for 59 cents, and a large coffee for 59 cents when you buy them all together for just $1.77 at McDonald's.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, you like it then?
I love the McDonald's 59er breakfast.
Good.
I also gave you $2, and I'd love my change.
Okay, let's see. The penny is...
Now, you owe me a dime.
Welcome to College Football Today halftime. Live from the John Hancock Bowl, here's Pat O'Brien and Mike Francesa.
On a beautiful afternoon down in El Paso, Texas, they said it would be close, and it is. All tied up at halftime. Let's enjoy the marching band from the University of Southern California. Pat O'Brien along with Mike Francesa. And Mike, 4th and goal, you were having a hypothetical conversation with yourself. You were saying go for the field goal. Why?
I really thought, Pat, that they had a chance there, and you see the 4th down play here in a second. But they had a chance here. Here's the 4th inches play. They had a play to go up 2 scores with 10 points. Michigan State had lost the left side of its line. They hadn't been able to move the ball at all. You were opening the door for them to come back, for Michigan State to come back if they could hold there. They got the touchback, and that really lit the fuse. Down they came to tie the game.
We also saw one of the dumbest plays in football this year.
You know, when your left tackle goes out, he's a top offensive lineman with a knee injury, and you're a senior left guard, you don't get yourself thrown out of the game with a 15-yard misconduct penalty in front of the whole world. That was the dumbest play I've seen all year.
Exactly. You know, as they say in this part of the world, this college football season has been a humdinger. I mean, who would have guessed that on December 31st, we would be saying Georgia Tech, Texas, and national championship in the same sentence? And in the Citrus Bowl tomorrow, there they are. Number 2, Georgia Tech meets Nebraska, and the Yellow Jackets and Bobby Ross are looking to stay the only unbeaten team in the land. You see, Nebraska has a thing about bowl games recently. They've lost their last 3 appearances. And Tom Osborne would like to silence those who say Nebraska never plays anybody and beat the number 2 team. You remember the Fiesta Bowl perhaps as the place that decided champions. In 1987, Penn State won a title by beating Miami and Vinny Testaverde. In 1989, it was the Fighting Irish who ran away with the national championship. But this year it's Alabama, a 7-4 team against Louisville. The Fiesta Bowl became a victim of a backlash after the voters of Arizona defeated the Martin Luther King holiday proposal. Then there's the Orange Bowl. Last year in Miami, Colorado dropped the ball as Notre Dame spoiled the Buffalo's perfect season. This year a rematch with Colorado, and talk that this might be Lou Holtz's final game as a skipper in South Bend. He's got NCAA troubles from his days in Minnesota. He's also in his final contract year, and there's even talk of a return to the pros. And whoever thought the Cotton Bowl could deliver a national champion? The who are these guys anyway? Texas Longhorns meet the Miami Hurricanes, and David McWilliams would love to shock the nation. If Colorado loses, this could be the place champions are made.
It's a great matchup. You got 3 and 4 in the country playing. And whoever wins that football game has got a great chance to win the national championship.
Well, he's got a good point, but you think the wrong point.
I think that Dennis Erickson and the Miami Hurricanes don't like my scenario. I think only 4 teams can win it, and Miami isn't one. Here you see the top 5. Colorado controls its own destiny. Georgia Tech hopes that Notre Dame can beat Colorado and move into the top spot. Texas, as you see, can get some help and win it if they can beat Miami. And then you have Notre Dame and Miami. If everything goes right for Miami this year, that means Notre Dame has won. And if Notre Dame wins, they will have beaten the top team in the bowl game on January 1. They already beat Miami, same record. They win it. There's no way for Miami to win it. 4 teams can win it tomorrow.
Lou Holtz says, yeah, we can win a national championship, and Richard Nixon can be president. So it comes down to 3 bowls.
3 bowls.
Let's go through the bowls. Nebraska and Georgia Tech. That's at the Florida Citrus.
In the Citrus Bowl, Nebraska, they don't throw the ball well. They have a backup quarterback playing. They don't have their option quarterback. Georgia Tech will win that game by more than a touchdown.
Mobile Cotton?
The weather won't be as bad as originally thought. I like Miami by 10 points.
And Georgia Tech, Notre Dame and Colorado.
Rematch of last year's Orange Bowl game. You have to throw the ball to beat Notre Dame. Colorado doesn't throw it well enough. Notre Dame by 2 touchdowns.
I'm getting ahead of myself because you think Georgia Tech's going to win now.
That's the way it shapes up as far as I'm concerned.
There's some other loose ends in this season to take care of. Ty Detmer was injured on Saturday night. You have an update on him.
Ty Detmer did dislocate both and separate both shoulders. Here's a play on a blitz where he has one of the injuries. He separated both shoulders. No surgery will be required. Out 4 to 6 weeks, will be ready for spring practice.
And the man that a lot of people thought would win the Heisman, Sean Moore, injured late in the season. What's the status on him now, brother?
Good news for Virginia fans. Sean Moore will play and will start at quarterback tomorrow night in the Sugar Bowl.
All right, Mike, thank you. When we come back here, the story of a young man who doesn't think everything is football. As college football today rolls on from El Paso, the John Hancock Bowl. Stay with us. We've got more.
Grace sure looked good tonight, didn't she?
Yeah.
So how much you making now?
Huh? I'm going fine.
You gotta be making at least 25.
I'm fine. Maybe a little better than that.
30? Tell me yes or no. Are you making 30?
Yes.
30?
Around 30.
Got any investments? Any stuff?
Got the car.
That's not an investment. You got an IRA, life insurance?
Not really.
You're making 30. And you don't have anything like that. What do you think? You're 18 years old or something?
We are all right. I was just watching CBS Sports. You know they make me want to shout, kick my heels up and shout, throw my head back and shout, reach my hand make me want to shout. Kick my heels up and shout. Throw my head back and shout. Reach my hand back and shout. Come on now, shout. Hey, 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 everybody shout now. Everybody shout now. Everybody shout now.
Middle, then what happens to the tight end? You see, there's no one for the tight end. So the tight end, he just runs a post. He just goes straight up the middle.
Now, welcome back to the John Hancock Bowl in El Paso, Texas, and the Michigan State Spartan Band playing a little classical rock and roll, a tribute to classic rock. Let's listen in. You know, this season, each of our college football telecasts, CBS, in conjunction with Toyota, selected a leadership award winner from each school. And recently, at a special ceremony in New York City, one student athlete was honored as the 1990 Toyota Leader of the Year.
What Toyota wanted to do was acknowledge the individuals whose efforts extended beyond the field into the classroom and into the community to help those a little bit less fortunate than themselves. So since 1985, Toyota has recognized over 300 student athletes and donated over $400,000 to those athletes' schools' General Scholarships Fund in recognition of those who have achieved and accomplished so much and assisted so many.
That would describe the attributes of past winners like last year's Roger Duffy of Penn State, who played a leading role this season with the New York Jets. Young men like Michigan State's Dean Altobelli, who following his playing career now attends Yale Law School and still treasures his Toyota moment.
It is an honor. I was pleased, and today I'm still happy and proud to have known I've won the Toyota Leadership Award.
Now say hello to senior free safety Todd Sandroni from the University of Mississippi, who has demonstrated the same leadership qualities off the field as well as on. A four-year letterman at Ole Miss, Todd led the Southeastern Conference in interceptions as a freshman and sophomore. But last season he suffered a knee injury which required reconstructive surgery. Yet with hard work and determination, Todd made an amazing comeback to play again.
Todd Sandroni epitomizes everything that a student athlete represents in this country.
Todd's one of the most outstanding young men I've ever been around. His personality and his character makes him a leader for us both on and off the field.
In addition to Todd's athletic and academic endeavors, Sandroni is also active within the community, dedicating much of his time working with young children, as well as a volunteer in the March of Dimes and Special Olympic events. Qualities which earned Todd the 1990 Toyota Leadership Award.
I'd like to thank Toyota Motor Sales and CBS for recognizing my efforts both on and off the field. And it takes a great amount of time to balance athletics and academics. But along the way, you learn the qualities that make a good leader, such as a commitment to excellence, a discipline to stay on a particular course, and the desire to make full use of one's potential.
Indeed. A pharmacy major with a 3.6 grade point average, Todd was named All-SEC Academic Team 4 times and Academic All-American last season. Yet one accomplishment Sandroni is extremely proud of was helping to organize a benefit for Chucky Mullins, his former teammate who was severely injured.
Todd, he's a great person. He really knows the books and he really knows that football field too. He's a leader.
Football has always done more for you than you'll ever do for them. But football appreciates what you have done so far. And when you're through with football, remember where you came from, and remember the game, and remember that you are always commissioned to be ambassadors of the great game of college football.
Football may or may not be in Todd's future, but be certain of one thing. This is an ambassador all of college football should look up to. Because life is not about football Saturdays. It's about Sunday through Friday as well. And our congratulations to Todd. When we come back, we'll go to the bullfights. Stay with us.
Take a taxi.
No, don't worry, Dad. I'll drive you.
Total safety? I suppose we could all stay home or ride around in M1 tanks, but we're working on practical solutions. Honey, we're never going to make it.
Dad will make it.
Analog brakes, standard equipment on more and more of our cars. Rain or snow, you can come to a nice clean stop.
You build someone a safer car, you get yourself a good night's sleep.
Well, we made it.
Do it all the time.
In 1908, one of the favorites in the great New York to Paris race was a motor car built by Siemens. That was then. This is now. Today, Siemens builds over 700 automotive products, from fuel injectors and microprocessors to halogen headlights. Siemens, creating technologies to keep America and the world moving in the right direction. Siemens, precision thinking.
Helps keep you so dry with the cool, clean scent of Old Spice. Only one deodorant in the world has so many odor-fighting ingredients with the cool, clean scent of Old Spice. There's only one Old Spice.
As we enjoy this great American tradition, college football, let's salute all the student athletes, all those men and women who are working hard toward their academic degrees. They know that the NCAA Foundation is committed to helping them graduate, to get ahead in the game of life. They know that the only way to compete off the field is to stay in school. So enjoy the competition, but get your degree.
Live from Texas to Times Square, you're invited to the first party of the year, hosted by Melissa Manchester. It's CBS's Happy New Year America 1991 tonight.
The undying bonds of friendship.
It ain't dying I'm talking about, it's living.
The enduring power of love.
I knew I'd never be able to keep them at home.
Sacrificed for the American dream.
They say you're a man of vision.
Hell of a vision. America returns to Lonesome Dove, January 20th on CBS.
Welcome back. You know, the John Hancock Bowl is not just a football game and one day of activities. It is a week-long group of activities, and activity number 2001 this week was a trip down to Juarez, Mexico, right across the border, to see the bullfights. Representatives and team members from both schools, ¿Qué estás haciendo, amigos? Went down and put on the local garb and enjoyed some. They even had a band down there, a union band, I would assume. And then it came time for the bullfights. We are not going to show any blood here because there was none at this event. The Matador. And kids, do not try this at home. But Steve Furness, the defensive line coach at Michigan State, temporarily insane, goes out and fights the little bull. And what'd you think of that move?
Better finesse than Dan Jiggets and myself. We'd make rather large targets, wouldn't you say, Pat?
I agree with anything you guys say. That's it for halftime for us. The fellas will be back with the second half after a commercial. And a word from your local station. Stay with us.
This is not what you want in a shave. Now you've got the edge. This is the shave with 6 rich lubricants. This is the shave that reduces irritation. This is the shave. For less irritation, you've got the edge.
I always find myself, after the first of the year, making a resolution to trim down a little bit. It's a necessity. Healthy Choice makes that possible.
Healthy Choice dinners are more than low calorie. They're low in fat, sodium, and cholesterol. A delicious and intelligent way to eat healthy.
So I exercise a little more after Christmas and eat a little better right after Christmas, so I can get through to St. Patrick's Day.
Make the Healthy Choice and get back on track with this free 21-day healthy lifestyle plan. Call 1-800-932-2000.
This is CBS.
Get ready for the new year at Circuit City. Save now on top brand home entertainment, appliances, and more. Like this JVC programmable compact displayer with multi-function display, now just $119.97. And this 19-inch color TV with remote, just $196.97 now. Get up to date and save now on the latest audio, video, appliances, and more. It's a new year at Circuit City.
Welcome to Circuit City, where service is state-of-the-art.
This was not the surprise Elaine had been asking for. It was supposed to be a new piano, not a room full of mud and grease. I really panicked. I didn't know if even Elaine's Spick and Span would clean that mess. Did it ever? That stuff really cut through. The mud, the grease, everything. The piano was a big success. So was the Spick and Span.
When it's surprisingly clean, it's Spick and Span.
Everybody loves the squeeze. Squeeze! Sherman says, don't hold back.
Every family needs squeezing.
Don't resist.
If it's soft, who needs a reason? Everyone should have some squeezing fun.
And with squeezable softness, Sherman's the one. Don't hold back.
Everybody agrees. Take that softness and give it a squeeze.
Don't hold back. Everybody loves a little squeeze.
Come to a place called El Paso, where a morning walk can become a conversation with nature. And a short ride can take you from a modern city to an ancient culture. A place where the West Texas sun rises over 4 centuries of history, and the sunsets go on forever. Come to a place called El Paso.
CBS sports coverage of the John Hancock Bowl is sponsored by John Hancock Financial Services. Real life, real answers. Bud Light, everything else is just a light. And by Toyota's quality line of cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me.
Back at the John Hancock Bowl in El Paso, Texas. We are at halftime, and we've got over 50,000 folks along with us. Welcome back. Happy New Year, everybody. Brad Nessler and Dan Jiggets. Even first half, my man, 7-7, kind of what we expected, I guess.
Yeah, a little bit less from Michigan State, though, I think, than we expected. We expected them to run the football fairly successfully, and they really didn't do that until that last drive. Now, one of the reasons why is because they've lost some of their linemen.
That's right. They lost Eric Moten, in fact, and one player to injury, one to disqualification. But the big play in the ballgame is when it appeared as though USC was going to go ahead by a couple of touchdowns. We're going to show you that in a moment. Here's the halftime statistics. Total yardage well in USC's favor. And you see Mazio Royster's done a good job on the ground for them. The 2 turnovers, though, those are the keys. One came early, really didn't matter that much, as Marinovich threw an interception. Mike Aquinello made an interception in the end zone. But then he came back. USC had driven it down following a fumble recovery of the Michigan State loss by Enos. And Marinovich got down close. We expected maybe we'd see a quarterback sneak. We did, sort of. But
really surprised you that they would put the ball in that many people's hands, you know, with the exchanges. And what happened was Todd Marinovich was trying to take it in after he faked the handoff and just simply lost the ball. But I disagree with anyone that says that you should have gone for the field goal in that situation. You are on the 6-yard line. You've got to try to get in and get the 7 points.
The 6-inch line. The 6-inch line, right. We're going to take a look at that Todd Marinovich fumble one more time for you. Is again down close. It is 4th down, and about half the length of the football is all he has to go. And there you see it come loose.
And that's why I said, you know, maybe quarterback sneak. That way the quarterback is the only guy that has to touch the football or even fake it in there. But Todd just simply lost it in that situation.
And that was the beginning of an 80-yard march for Michigan State. They took it back following the touchback, marched 80 yards. Highland Hickson did a lot of the work and capped it with an 18-yard scoring run, and that is where we stand as we head into the 3rd quarter. Again, you're going to see one of the key plays that caused a disqualification of one of the key players for Michigan State.
Eric Moten hits Matt Willig and knocks him down like a California redwood.
As we start the 2nd half. And USC will work near its own 18-yard line. Let's go to Mike Joy. Mike.
Fun happenings in the locker room, Brad, here in El Paso. George Perlis is dedicating the 2nd half and this game to Eric Moten. Moten got tossed for that punch. Perlis has martyred him, and he'll be on the sidelines to offer support. It's win this one for the puncher, the whatever. I don't have a line for that, but it's Eric. The Southern Cal locker room was very subdued, kind of very laid back. Larry Smith said he liked the intensity, liked the style of play, cautioned his defense to watch out for the cadence that's being called by Michigan State. They've got long counts and kind of off cadence, and otherwise they're happy with the way they're playing.
17-yard line where USC works to start the 3rd quarter. Lockwood in motion. Here's Mazio Royster. And the hitting that ended the first half picks up here in the third quarter. Freddie Wilson tags Royster after a short game.
And Royster is still down, Brad. Remember, before the half, he got dinged up a little bit, came off to the sideline, and now he's back down again. We'll try to update you on what's wrong with the young man from Pomona.
Deion Struther will check in. Mazio Royster still down.
It was interesting when we were talking with Mazio. He said he tried, he wanted to get away from the gangs and the drugs and the crime and all of that he saw around home, and said he didn't want to try to go for the temporary money. He wanted to go for the long-term view.
Let's talk about hitting. Here it comes. A little bit of pad popping going on.
Bill Johnson drove him right down into the turf, but Mazio's a tough guy. He's back up and heading to that sideline.
You see, he's been a workhorse. 19 carries already today. Second down, 12 to go for USC, deep in their own territory. Play fake by Marinovich. Got it complete to his tight end. And another collision. Haller and Wilson put it on Frank Griffin, but Griffin held on to that one.
Boy, I tell you what, it's a good thing that John Hancock Insurance is
they're underwriting the game here. There are going to be some policies when this one's over. Marinovich, his touchdown pass to Wellman started our scoring. And USC held that lead till late in the second quarter when Highland Hickson tied it up with his touchdown run. Royster's back in there. And it's third down at 5. The slant pattern's been the big play as far as passing today. This time it's over the middle. Out across the 30 goes Scott Lockwood. First down for the Trojans. Chuck Bulla made the stop.
One of the things that Todd Marinovich is doing successfully is taking advantage of the zone coverage that he's getting from Michigan State. Just dumping the ball off to his fullback or his tailbacks, just underneath of those linebackers that are sliding out and getting into coverage.
Michigan State band happy with a 7-7 tie. USC, this time Royster will be driven back. William Reese, the first man there. Michigan State's been a team that has dominated the third quarter this year. We talked about USC being great in the first quarter. Look at the third quarter stats for the Spartans.
And you've got to believe that's because of George Perlis' talk at halftime that gets his guys pumped up. George is a guy who works off of emotion. He's a very outgoing guy. There's no question about what he thinks when you sit down and talk with him. I guarantee if you look at the dictionary on the football coach, you open it up, there's George's picture.
He's the throwback type of coach. Fun guy to be around. Wouldn't want him mad at me. Struther to the 35. And it'll be third down and a long 5 coming up. Bullock, another tackle.
You know, you talked about Perlis being a tough guy, but yet still having a good understanding of his players. When we were at Michigan State, Carlos Jenkins had not missed a meal or anything in 4 years at Michigan State. He said he knew that George was finally trying to catch up with him, and he sure did. His last day, he caught him, had to run all of those 40s, I guess, and all these dashes and everything else for about an hour.
Missed a Sunday morning breakfast. He said, just one slip up, and the coach got me. And he was running early one morning when we were there. 3rd and 6. 2 tight end set for SC. Marinovich with time. Goes outside. Out to the 47-yard line to Bob Crane. Crane, who started the season as a 4th-string tight end, and due to injuries, moved into the starting lineup the last couple of games of the year. He's got a 12-yard pickup.
Todd Marinovich is getting some time to set up now, and he's being very, very patient with his offense. And what happens when you're patient is you're going to find some receivers open downfield. The coverage is simply not that good by the Michigan State linebackers. There, Dixon Edwards just simply gets beat on the play.
Larry Smith told us Todd Marinovich does not have a cannon of an arm, but he says, I don't know if I've ever been around a kid that's more accurate, and I think we've seen that today. Royster buried by Bill Johnson. Johnson, 282-pounder.
Yeah, and I think that Major Royster got to feel all of it that time because Johnson just sat on him after he tackled him. It was interesting listening to Johnson at practice, the Michigan State practice. He's the guy that keeps everybody pumped up on that defense. Guy does more talking than CNN.
6'4", 282-pound junior out of Chicago. Second down, 11. Royster, you see, deep tailback in the eye. Might get it on the option this time. Finally, at the last instant, Marinovich pitches it. Only about a 2 or 3 yard pickup, though. Eddie Brown came over after the Spartans stretched it out.
You know, when we were talking to the USC people, they said that Todd Marinovich can run the option, but, you know, you have to wonder, with a guy who's a good passer, do you want him doing this kind of thing? He's getting some nice blocking, but this is really taking a chance because he's going to get hammered. Anytime that defense gets a chance to get an open, free shot at him, you know they will take it.
He got tagged by Bill Johnson just as he let go of the pitch. 3rd down and 8. USC about 47% during the regular season, their 3rd down conversions, and there's what they've done today. 3 wide out set for Marinovich. Todd steps up now, rolls, and throws, and got his man. Johnny Morton at the 35. 15 yards, first down, USC.
Brad, when we had a chance to talk to Larry Smith about this young man, he said that in the UCLA game, he was hurt with a shoulder injury and still wanted to come back and get the football on the key drive. And here, he goes across the middle, and you know that's dangerous territory because when you get airborne in that middle, you know you're going to get spiked. And that's exactly what happens to him, but he holds on to the football.
He's also playing with a small bone that's chipped in his foot. And he says he hurts everywhere, but you can see he's ready for this game. At the 35, the option again. The pitch to Lockwood. To the 29-yard line, pickup of 6. Lockwood got kicked a little bit at the end of that play. Lockwood, a junior, 5'11", 195. He's had some great games this year for USC. His dad, John, was a fullback and middle guard back in the mid-'60s for Southern Cal, so following in the footsteps. Got shaken up a little bit on that one.
The smart dad, though. He told his son to go back there where the money is, running backs.
Royster, great move inside. Boy, he put something on in the hole there and got it near the 19-yard line.
I was talking earlier, Brad, about Craig Gibson, the center, 6'3", 245 freshman. But watch him on this play here. Watch him right up at his center position. Take his man down right there. He gets the slam block up front, and that really springs Mazio Royster straight up the gut of the defense.
And Royster on his way to what appears to be a 100-yard day, thanks to the up-front wall of the Trojans.
Greg Gibson's brother is on defense. Don Gibson.
1st and 10. Marinovich improvises, got it to his tight end Griffin again. Frank Griffin with his 2nd catch of this drive. Chuck Bulla put the stop on, but a nice gain on the play.
I think Frank Griffin was a little surprised that he got hit down there to the sideline, but hey, you know what? This ball game with Michigan State out there, you better keep it strapped all the way to the bench because these guys are going to be flying to the sidelines, to the corner, and putting the leather on you. Right there, Dixon knocks him out. Then he gets another shot later on by Chuck Bulla. Hurry up, baby, hurry up!
USC with a good-looking drive. Marinovich 5 for 5 for 53 yards on this Trojan march. It's 2nd down on the yard. Royster looks like he might have the first down. Needed to get inside the 10 to about the 9, and that's about where they're going to spot this one. Freddie Wilson made the stop from the secondary.
You know, as the game progresses in this kind of a manner, a lot of sticking up front, good stuff happening. As linemen, you come out both offensively and defensively feeling good about a game like this because this is what you lift all those weights for and all the rest of that stuff. This is when you find out what you're made of.
He's short of the first down. Third down, a couple of feet to go. Lockwood and Royster, a dual set backfield now with two tight ends in there for USC. Lockwood, second effort, got it. Had he gone down where he was originally hit, they would not have picked up the first down, but he bounced off and got about 3. Pretty tough run for a 195-pound fullback.
Yeah, he was lucky he didn't stay in the middle, because that time Ed Obradovich came off the bench and really slammed the play down up inside. Yes, he is the son of Ed Obradovich, who played for the Chicago Bears. And USC, his dad told me, he said, hey, look, I want to make sure my guy gets in the game.
First and goal at the 7. Tie game 7-7. Marinovich to the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Johnny Morton. Eddie Brown was covering.
And you know that USC is looking for a penalty on this play, because Eddie Brown was draped on a tied into the Mosquitoes wrestling jacket. Now watch him as he comes across the middle of your screen on the coverage. Eddie is right on a stick him to him like sweat. And then he just goes down. But you know what? He had the pressure on for the 5, and then he gave it up.
It's the kind of play Michigan State survived against Michigan on a 2-point conversion to win that game. The pattern looked much the same. The end result the same, an incompletion. Still another chance for the Trojans. Second and goal at the 7. Here comes the USC sweep. Royster will lose it back to the 10. Spartan defense equal to the task that time. No Bull is going to be in the middle of it, number 41. Seven straight winning seasons, 6 bowl games for George Perlis. And here comes a big third down for Todd Marinovich. They're perfect on third down conversions this drive. Lockwood to about the 3. Carlos Jenkins, nice open field tackle, saved a touchdown. Marinovich wants to go for it, but Larry Smith says, let's get 3.
Larry's remembering that last time that they tried to go for it down there on the 6-inch line, and Todd gave it up.
Quinn Rodriguez will come on. He's missed one today, but that was a 49-yarder. This one will be from 20 yards out. A left footer, which helps a little bit from this angle, that's for sure. Rodriguez gives USC the lead again. 6 minutes to play third quarter. Trojans 10-7.
Call Rose, where your fantasy comes to life. Call Rose if you want the give and take of a personal relationship. Call Rose if you want a good time.
Call Roseanne Barr live after her comedy special from Trump Castle. It's uncut, it's unbridled, and it's only on HBO.
But don't call me now. Call me right after my HBO special. I'll be waiting.
Roll with the clean, fresh taste of Bud Light. It won't fill you up, never lets you down.
And now, from Toyotathon coast to coast, Johnny Bench.
These phone lines are hot.
Sales reports are pouring in on Corolla and Camry.
And no wonder. Option package savings on Corolla are up to $1,000. Incentives are up to $1,300. And Camry?
Option package savings up to $900 and incentives up to $1,500. Right, Squire?
We agree here. Everybody's watching. Read this.
See your Toyota dealer.
Today.
LSC USC gets a field goal after an 80-yard march in 18 plays. They used 9 minutes. They got 3, Dan, but that's a long ways to go to only get 3.
Yeah, you have to believe now that Michigan State defensively feels pretty good about preventing SC from punching it in for the touchdown and making them go for the field goal, but they did use up a lot of the clock.
George Perlis, Michigan State team down by 3. The kickoff, Grant Runnerstrom. Courtney Hawkins, the man that'll drop back deep for Michigan State. These two clubs had a couple of common opponents this year, Syracuse and Notre Dame. There you see the scoring drive. And both lost to Notre Dame. USC beat Syracuse in the kickoff classic, and Michigan State played Syracuse to a 23-23 draw. There's Courtney Hawkins, who had a 63-yard return earlier, negated by a penalty in this ball game. They'd like to give him a little bit of room. High short kick. Be taken by Tony Rollins. Out to the 29-yard line, maybe the 28. Next Saturday on CBS Sports, we've got a women's NCAA basketball doubleheader for you. It's the Big Ten SEC Challenge in Iowa City. Purdue and Auburn, 4th and 3rd respectively. 6th-ranked Lady Bulldogs of Georgia and the host club from Iowa. Get it underway, 1:30 Eastern next Saturday here on CBS Sports.
And Brad, you'll be there covering that. I know you're looking forward to that one. It'll be some pretty good matchups.
They think 15,000 plus will be on hand to watch that doubleheader. We've got 50,000 plus at today's John Hancock Bowl. It's been a good one so far. Beautiful day here in El Paso. Dan Enos rolls and throws to Hawkins. Out at the 32-yard line. Let's take a look at some of the other scores from this bowl season. The Holiday Bowl, what a licking that was.
I understand BYU thought that they deserved a better opponent than Texas A&M. If they did deserve a better one than Texas A&M, I don't think they want to meet them.
Wow. Blockbuster Bowl was Florida State. Bobby Bowden's troops by a touchdown. There you see a close one in the Freedom Bowl. Colorado State prevailed. Auburn came from behind, waiting moments of the Peach Bowl to win. Here it's 10-7 USC and 2nd and 7 Michigan State. Blitz coming. Hartziker has Enos again. 2nd sack of the day for Hartziker, who came in as USC's leader in that department.
And the nice thing about the rush that he made was that he never stopped keeping the pressure on Dan Enos. Watch him out here. He's going to come from the outside corner here. Just continually put the pressure on the quarterback. Good pass rush in there. Works against number 69, Jim Johnson, who at 6'5" and 305 pounds seems like he's overmatched for Craig Hartziker.
Hartziker has 2 of USC's 3 sacks on the day. He's a kid that only weighs 220. At one point in his first season as a starter, weighed only 206. So he's one of those guys that has to go to the
need one of those diving
school again too to gain weight.
He's going to need a diving belt to keep him down.
Enos going deep. Hawkins triple team, and he pulled it in. "41 yards. How in the world did Courtney Hawkins come down with that ball?"
Only way to explain that one is he used Velcro. Watch him go up on this play now. Enos, again, we talked about him dropping back in the pocket. It seems like when he drops back straight, he gets a lot more time, and he's much more efficient today. And he finds Hawkins on the deep ball, and Hawkins just grabs this thing and takes it away from the secondary back there. The USC secondary really misses a guy like Mark Carrier. And there's Dan Enos' reaction.
Marcus Hopkins, Stephon Pace were back there covering. And Brian Tullio, the linebacker, had dropped deep. So in essence, triple team, but Hawkins still made the catch for 41 yards.
Ah, gee. I don't know. You remember Maggie? I certainly remember. When you could pick up the both of us in one hand. One hand.
I know. I remember.
Oh, man. Now it's like it's our turn. You know what I mean?
I know. I know.
You can't drive at night anymore. Did you know that? Mom told me that. But that's really nothing. I mean, 5 years, 7 years from now, what happens then? He won't ask us. Even if he needs our help, he won't ask us. The thing is, we've got to do something. We're the ones, you know. Michael isn't even working.
Now back to the 12th annual Toyotathon Coast to Coast.
With America's lowest price sedan Tercel, starting at $64.88. Isaiah Thomas?
The view out here, with that price and great gas mileage, that's some deal. That's the view from up here, too. This car's long on value. Well, Squire, things are looking up.
With 13 other Toyota models under $10,000 and a great selection, now's the time to deal. Toyotathon, the event of the year. Don't miss it.
Number 4, Miami. Number 3, Texas. 2 powers gunning for the national championship, the Mobile Cotton Bowl Classic. Happy New Year!
Well, there'll be some hard knocks in that one tomorrow, and we've had the same here today. USC by 3 with 4:56 to play third quarter. With Dan Jiggets and Mike Joy, I'm Brad Nessler. Dan Enos just hooked up with Courtney Hawkins for 41 yards to the 33-yard line of USC.
Stephon Pace was on the coverage, number 9 for USC. He got dinged up. He's over on the sideline. Walked off the field under his own power, so we expect him to return.
The play action of Michigan State sets up some big plays at times, George Perlis says, thanks to their tremendous ground game. But that straight drop and the pass by Enos, good for 41. Back there by himself again. Incomplete. Intended for James Bradley. We're at the John Hancock Bowl in El Paso, Texas. 50,500 plus on hand on a gorgeous New Year's Eve afternoon, where Gary Wellman got us going with a score, 7-yard touchdown in the first quarter off a pass from Todd Marinovich. And that's the way it stood until Michigan State marched 80 yards and Highland Hickson capped it with an 18-yard touchdown. Quinn Rodriguez a few minutes ago, a 20-yard field goal. And that's where we are, 10-7 USC.
Downfield on the offense, 5-yard penalty, still first down.
All that running around by Enos that time, and somebody got downfield. Illegal man downfield, so the penalty backs it up to the 38-yard line. Eno says, I know I'm not going to be a guy that's going to get a chance to play pro football, but I love the game so much. I'll be back as a grad assistant coach with Michigan State next year, and he says, someday I hope I have a office just like Coach Perlis. He says, I wouldn't mind being head coach here in Lansing.
He looked kind of comfortable in it, too, didn't he?
He did, didn't he? Nice play fake. Wide open. Out the flat. Rob Roy inside the 30 to the 29. 4 minutes and 14 seconds. The clock winding down here, third quarter. USC by a field goal.
I'm just kind of wondering to myself, I haven't seen Tico Duckett much in the second half, Brad. Wondering how come he's idle on that sideline.
Hickson had the better first half by far with 52 yards, while Duckett had only 14. Courtney Hawkins in motion. Enos throws on the run again. Nice pass. Hawkins, his receiver. First down, Michigan State.
Think of how difficult it is to be running full speed to the sideline and then come across the top of your body like that and deliver the football on that little, just inside that little gap that you got to your receiver downfield. Watch Dan Enos on this play. Running on the move, launches a rocket to the sideline to Courtney Hawkins, and Courtney does that Texas two-step there and gets both feet in.
His fifth catch, good for 85 yards. And Enos, after starting 0 for 5 on this game, is now 7 out of 12. He's warmed up. Back to the ground. Hickson, not much. Don Gibson slides over to make the tackle. Gibson, a senior. And his brother played for Larry Smith when he was at Arizona. That was Boomer, an outside linebacker.
Larry said when he recruited Boomer down at Arizona, they went and they looked at some tapes on his younger brother, Don, who was in junior high school at the time, and everybody just decided that, hey, we got to come back for this kid. That's what Chris Allen, the defensive coordinator, told us. He said, I went into the home and saw the youngster. I said, I got to make a few more trips down there to that family.
And they made another trip down and got Craig Gibson, the starting center. Second down, Enos, nice spin, throws a slant to Hawkins, touchdown. What a move Hawkins put on to get in the end zone. Michigan State out in front. Andre Rison would be proud, wouldn't he?
Yeah, I think he called that one the Mirage move. Andre's got the highlight zone, his dance. That was the Mirage move there by Courtney Hawkins.
6 catches on the day for Hawkins. The last one good for a touchdown. Here it is.
Dan Enos came out on the play with a nice little reverse. Watch him reverse out here. Then come down, find out his receiver Courtney Hawkins is open on the slant. Hawkins reverses field as he makes the reception, and that is what really got him, sprung him loose. Jason Oliver, number 43, was the guy on the coverage. He's only a freshman at 5'8", 180, but Courtney Hawkins says, hey, got to get 6 out of this one, bud.
2:53 to go in the third. The Spartans in front.
How fast does Dristan nasal spray start working to clear up congestion?
Hey, I didn't expect it to start to work this fast.
Dristan nasal spray starts to work in seconds.
If you've ever been stranded, you ought to get this new Interstate X2 booster. It's actually 2 batteries in one. So, when you run down your main battery, the extra booster battery starts your car. Interstate X2 booster. Best idea since a spare tire.
These NFL coaches lost 249 pounds.
I lost 35 pounds in 5 months with Ultra Slim Fast.
I lost 33 pounds and never felt better.
I can't believe I did it.
The Ultra Slim Fast plan is easy.
A shake for breakfast, another for lunch, and then a sensible dinner.
I'm down 38 pounds. I lost the most and I feel great.
We're big guys with big appetites.
We lost weight.
If we can do it, you can do it.
Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight.
Now back to the 12th annual Toyotathon Coast to Coast.
With America's lowest price sedan Tercel, starting at $64.88. Isaiah Thomas?
The view out here, with that price and great gas mileage, that's some deal. That's the view from up here, too. This car's long on value. Well, Squire, things are looking up.
With 13 other Toyota models under $10,000 and a great selection, now's the time to deal. Toyotathon, the event of the year. Don't miss it.
Live New Year's Day, it's the CBS Cotton Bowl Parade hosted by Dallas's Ken Kirchhoff plus Andrea Joyce. Then join Knots Landing's Kevin Dobson with Lisa Gibbons for the Rose Parade.
2:53 to go, third quarter here in El Paso, and Michigan State back in front. Enos to Hawkins, a touchdown pass. Believe it or not, Courtney Hawkins' first scoring catch of the year.
It was a beauty, though.
That was pretty sweet. Langloh to kick. And he blasts it in the end zone. Touchback, and USC will work from its own 20-yard line. Mike Joy in the stands with a young man that's seen a few USC games. Mike?
Well, I'm sitting with a young fella here who holds the national record. Undisputed. Giles Pellerins from Pasadena. He's 83 years old. He's seen 703 consecutive USC games, home and away. Brother Ollie's here, too. Ollie's record's a little shy of that. It's just 500. He's retired from the phone company. He and his wife, childless, going to leave their entire estate to USC for a football scholarship. And we'll have a word with him here in just a moment. Let's go back upstairs.
All right, fellas, stay right where you are. First down, 10 to go.
With all those tickets he's bought, he's already set up a couple of scholarships.
Rodovich goes, and it's intercepted. Freddie Wilson. And a flag down. Pass intended for Wellman. Let's see what the marker is all about.
We have pass
pass interference against the offense. Declined. First down.
And what happened this time was Freddie Wilson, number 19, in the secondary for Michigan State, gets a little bit tight in coverage. He recognizes the pattern, now just flashes down. You see him coming across right up on the top of your screen, right there. Good position against Wellman. It just jumps in front of it. Todd Marinovich knew that he had made a mistake when he unloaded that one.
Do it a little bit too far to reach, and Wilson with the interception. Third interception of the year for Freddie Wilson.
They had Wellman bracketed pretty good downfield, both inside and outside. Wilson just stepped in front and made the interception.
Well, the Spartans, who just scored a moment ago, have the edge in that category, and that's the one that can kill you every time. 3 turnovers by the Trojans. Eno falls down, trying to get back to what it looked like a handoff. And let's see what USC's top fan has to say about that turnover, Mike.
Well, the mood here has gotten a little better, Brad. For those of you trying to compute 703 games, that's every game since 1926. Right. What do you think of this one?
Well, it's, we're behind by 14-10 right now, and it looks like we just had a 1 pass intercepted. Looked like that Michigan State is going in for another score.
What's the best game you ever saw?
Oh, I'd say that 55-21 game against Notre Dame at the Coliseum, when Anthony Davis ran for about 4 or 5 touchdowns against the Fighting Irish.
I bet you got some great memories and a great record. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Have fun. 2nd and 13. Eno's got it to Duckett. Nice cutback. Flag down.
The flag is no doubt holding. What it was a screen pass. And Dan Enos dropped, and then he dropped again to the 2nd level to allow the screen to develop over on his right side.
So that'll take away the gain. First time we've seen Duckett in quite a while.
Holding. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Looking over on the right side here. That may be where the holding took place. As you see Enos escaping. Quite possibly that could have been it, but it was the 2nd level when he dropped back a little bit deeper to allow the screen pass to develop is when it was called. Good blocking at the point of attack by Michigan State.
So now the Spartans are backed up after the big break on the interception. They're going the wrong direction here outside the 46-yard line. 6th penalty against Michigan State. And it's 2nd down at 23. 3 wide out offense for Dan Enos. Bradley in motion. Enos incomplete, intended for Hawkins. He was open. He skipped that one to it. That brings up 3rd down and 23. Boy, USC would really get a break now if they can avoid any further damage on this one.
Dan Enos was really upset with himself after that last play because he recognized he had an opportunity to squeeze this ball in there, and he just short-armed it a bit. He's got to really pride himself. They say they have to kick him out of the film room at Michigan State. He's a guy that just camps out in there, more than the coaches sometimes.
First pass he's missed in his last 8. He's back on target now. Bradley got it back to the original line of scrimmage. Marcus Hopkins made the tackle right there, number 2. And we're down near the 1-minute mark, 3rd quarter. 4th down here, and out comes Langloh to try a field goal. Langloh is the Big Ten's all-time kick-scoring leader.
The other day at practice, I saw him bombing them from 55, 60 yards out. He's got a great foot.
This is going to be a 52-yarder. See, his long of the season was 49. He got all of it. No problem. That would have been good from 62.
That would have been good from New Mexico.
What a kick. 42 seconds to go third quarter. And now the Spartans out in front by 7. We've seen Langloh on his kickoffs pounded him out of the end zone, and that's what that one looked like.
George Perlis could use that Spartan over there on the sideline on his offensive line, but watch him put a little body English on this thing. See, he's got that lean, and they say, get it in there.
And Langloh knows he had it. No problem, he says, from 52. 17-10, Michigan State in front. That's quite a weapon to have. There he is, number 10.
Well, I remember at practice the other day, he was putting them through from 50 and 60, as I said. They weren't, I mean, barely clearing the crossbar. They were clearing it by 6 or 7 yards.
They've had some kickers. Morton Anderson, of course, who's an all-pro with the New Orleans Saints.
Hans Nielsen, who I played with the Bears.
And they've got another one of the Stojanoviches coming up, a freshman, Bill Stoyanovich. His brother kicks for the Dolphins, so they know how to find guys that can kick it. And he blasts it in the end zone on the kickoff. Travis Hanna downs it there.
Hanna will kneel it down. First and 10 for the Trojans.
The top 5 in college football. Colorado on top, Georgia Tech number 2. Texas and Miami are 3 and 4. And with that in mind, the Longhorns and the Hurricanes hook up the Mobile Cotton Bowl Classic tomorrow on CBS Sports, 1:30 Eastern Time. Dan and I have seen the Longhorns a couple times this year. They've been oh so impressive, and that'll be a beauty.
The Longhorns steer people around the football field.
That they do.
Miami has had a pretty good season after some early disappointments. They come back pretty strong.
SC from its own 20. Marinovich has been intercepted twice today. Got it out to Johnny Morton. Morton picked up 5 or 6 yards. Chuck Bulla got out there from his middle linebacker position. Bulla's going to be up around that 20 tackle mark before this one's over. You can just feel it coming, and that would be nothing rare for him. He had 19 tackles against Wisconsin, 18 against Notre Dame. The guy just has a nose for the ball.
Yeah, and his brother played at Michigan State. His dad played there, and his dad, as I mentioned earlier, is the defensive coordinator of the Green Bay Packers. So, you know, that makes a defensive coach's heart just fill with joy when he sees his son making 20 stops in a ball game.
Final play of the third quarter. Mazio Royster. He's got a first down.
What a nice cutback by Royster.
At about the 39-yard line, that's where the third quarter will come to the close. And at the end of 3, our score, the Spartans of Michigan State 17, the Trojans of USC 10. Our coverage will continue after this message in a word from your local station.
One day there was just too much gray. I thought, should I or shouldn't I? I didn't. I was afraid it might look phony. I wanted natural-looking color, and I wanted to do it right, with no pouring and mixing. Nobody else could give me what I wanted until Clairol Option Instant for Men. I figured if it's from Clairol, I could trust it. I could. I went from gray to my natural-looking color in 5 easy minutes. My hair looks great, feels great. When I look in the mirror, I don't see gray. I see me.
Do it right with Option, also in gradual formula.
Thanks, guys. And now, just in time for Toyotathon, first ever option package savings. Up to $800 on the Celica and 4Runner. Mike Ditka.
It's big news here, Squire. A lot of people will cash in on this one.
Altogether, I saved about $2,100 on my Celica.
Wow, great deals and a big selection make this the sales event of the year. But not for long. See your Toyota dealer.
Now, Squire.
Today.
This is CBS.
Whether you're tailgating it, backyarding it, or simply serving up a great supper, Southeastern Meats can fix you up right with the finest quality beef, pork, poultry, vegetables, and more. Priced up to 20% less than you'll find at the grocery store. Serious savings on all your favorite meats and vegetables. From fancy to just plain fun. Southeastern Meats, there's a convenient location near you.
We cut our prices to the bone. Southeastern Meats.
If you are a Birmingham area business and if men are an important part of your customer base, then WBMG TV would like to invite you to be part of the first annual Southern Men's Show. The Southern Men's Show will take place Thursday through Sunday, April 18th through the 21st at the Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center. As a local business, you'll be able to showcase your products and services to the men of the Birmingham area. We'll have many special guests. Among them, Alabama football coach Gene Stallings and Crimson Tide basketball coach Wimp Sanderson. In addition to Coach Stallings and Coach Sanderson, we'll feature Atlanta Falcons cheerleaders, along with a daily swimsuit show courtesy of Savage Tan. All of these elements add up to a tremendous show and an outstanding opportunity to reach the male customers in the Birmingham area. The first annual Southern Men's Show is produced and promoted by WBMG TV. We invite you to be part of this history-making event. Booth space is limited. For available booth locations and pricing, call Tracy Martin.
CBS Sports coverage of the John Hancock Bowl is sponsored by John Hancock Financial Services. Real life, real answers. Ultra Slim Fast. Give us a week. We'll take off the weight. And by Clairol Option, gray coverage for men. Do it right with Clairol Option.
The John Hancock Bowl, edition number 57, set to start the fourth quarter. With Michigan State in front of USC, 17-10. And Dan Jiggets, what's USC have to do now to change the outcome of this game?
Well, I think USC has become a ball control team and, field position team. And one of the things that you want to do in this situation, at least now, you're working against a zone defense in the secondary. And maybe you want to start hitting those seams, seeing if you can get your receivers, Wellman and Morton, up the field into the seams and getting them in back of that secondary.
Trojans with good field position here. Second down. About 3. At their own 47. Royster to the short side of the field. Going to be close to the first down. And with that carry, the man they call Rolls Royster, Mazio Royster, goes over the 100-yard mark on the afternoon, and only one back's done that against Michigan State this year. That's Vaughn Johnson of the Michigan Wolverines. John Vaughn, excuse me.
William Reese in that defensive line for Michigan State's having a pretty good day.
Third down and about a yard and a half to go. I don't know what happened. They spotted that back a little deeper than we expected. 3 wideouts to the right side, which is where Marinich goes with it. Flag down as Wellman goes down with a first down at the 49.
Freddie Wilson, number 19, was the guy on coverage over there. And it may very well be a face mask call.
There it is. So that adds to the already first down yardage. Here it comes.
Here's Wilson on the coverage, and now he's lining up, and then you see he just grabs it. Not an intentional one. He's trying to get his hand off there, but he's also trying to make sure that he gets Wellman down.
5-yard penalty moves it to the 44.
Michigan State really hasn't had the ball that much in the second half, but they have been very effective when they do have it. You see, SC has had 20 plays and only produced 3 points. Michigan State, 10 plays and 10 points. Not bad.
USC looks a little confused as to their personnel for this play. They're still shuttling players in and out. Finally, Griffin, the tight end, gets in there. Royster breaks through on the right side near the 38-yard line. William Reese made the tackle.
I mentioned before that William Reese has been very active along that defensive line for Michigan State. That's about the 3rd tackle he's made in this quarter, in this young quarter.
We're down to 13:40 to play. Michigan State by a touchdown. 17-10. There's the numbers on Mazio Royster. Over 100 yards against a very, very tough, smart defense. Marinovich pressure from the backside. Got rid of it, incomplete. Intended for Crane, his tight end. Todd's over there in some unfriendly territory.
Yeah, Norm Parker, the defensive coordinator for Michigan State, told us that they wanted to keep the pressure on the young man, and and just kind of find out what he was made of. And that's the way you do it. You keep the backside pressure on him. You saw that time Dixon Edwards, number 57, was coming on the backside on the blitz and making him unload the football in an uncomfortable position. Here's Norm. Those defensive coaches all look alike, too. They got that scowl, you know, it's a permanent scowl. Never happy.
At the 37-yard line, 3rd and 4. Nice play fake. Marinovich, man open in the middle, incomplete. Larry Wallace, the intended receiver, and Todd Murray, the nickelback, was covering. Marinovich wanted an interference call, I think.
Todd Marinovich is having a nice day with play action, faking up. You see number 41 right in the middle of your screen. That's Bullock, who just got stuck in the middle playing the play action. You see him right there. He never moves out of there, following along down the line of scrimmage, and the ball's going out the other side. I'm sure Hank Bulloc's dad will have a talk with him about that, reading play action.
Long field goal coming up. This will be a 55-yard attempt by Rodriguez. And he got his left leg into this one. Good. Flags down. If it's against USC, it would not be, or rather against Michigan State, it would not be enough to give SC the first down, I don't believe. They're picking the flag up. Officially a 54-yard field goal.
Got 2 long field goals in this game. Maybe it's that elevation. You know, we're at about 3,800 feet above sea level.
17-13 Spartans.
It could be a fight for the national championship, the Mobile Cotton Bowl Classic.
Here. What's this? This is $5,000 for the baby. Sorry, Dad, but he's not for sale. Put it in the safe place. I'm embarrassed in taking this. I mean, you could do something with it. Like what? Buy a new car, or what's something you and Mom would enjoy? Go on a cruise. Your mother and I want to do that. We'll do that. I can't pay this back. Pay it back by doing the same thing for your grandchild.
The product, the proving grounds, the results. STP gas treatment is the edge.
Interstate Battery Power starts up strong and keeps on going. To find an Interstate Battery dealer near you,
Call 1-800-CRANK-IT. Get the power that goes on and on and on, yeah.
Brad Nessler, Dan Jiggets, and Mike Joy at the John Hancock Bowl in El Paso with 13:07 to play. SC's cut the lead to 4 thanks to Quinn Rodriguez, who just hit a 54-yard field goal, his longest of his career. And now Grant Runnerstrom will tee it up and kick it away to Courtney Hawkins. Actually, they've tried to keep it away from Hawkins today. He's been more content to kick it shorter, but Hawkins will have a chance at this. From the 2. Hawkins with a big seam. Courtney Hawkins puts the brakes on and goes out of bounds to the 43-yard line. 57-yard return.
California 42-yard line. Forced out of bounds by Runnerstrom, number 23.
It's almost like a breakout, Brad, because what Courtney Hawkins does is he heads straight up the field and then breaks it out over to his left-hand side. Now, you know he's going to get some grief from his teammates for getting run down in this situation, but he made an excellent run out of it. Good blocking there. That allowed him to hit the seam and just get outside. But you know you can't be getting run down on heading to that sideline. You got to have some turbo in you.
Runnerstrom, the kicker, is the man that forced it.
That's the bad news.
That's why he'll take the grief. But great field position for the Spartans at the Trojan 42. Tico Duckett at about the 40-yard line. He's brought down there. Second down and long. The John Hancock Bowl in El Paso, Texas. 50,000 plus on hand. Joining all of you that are watching around the country and the world as Michigan State leads USC 17-13. It's got to be Bullock. Nobody else has that nice a hairdo. 2nd and 8. Dixon cuts back and goes near the 35-yard line. Let's check in with Mike Joy. Mike?
Brad, 4,000 recruits from nearby Fort Bliss have the day off from basic training. As guests of CBS, John Hancock, the Bowl Committee, and both schools, those tickets were purchased and donated to the military. And here along the sidelines is a banner that expresses all our sentiments. It has kind of a football flavor. And to all our guys over there, go Desert Shield, beat Iraq.
That's a classic.
Let's hope that all our people over there come back safely without any aggression.
3rd down and 3. Highland Hickson trying to get the handle, and in doing so lost yardage. He couldn't quite find the pitch, and then he couldn't find his blocking. Stephon Pace and Terry McDaniel running down. Michigan State's going to punt. The way Langlo hit his last field goal, I'm not sure it would bring him out.
And Rob Roy, number 27, is the fullback lead here on this play, and he just gets knocked down to the turf, and that's an awful lot of doing there to get him knocked down to the ground. Gideon Murrell was the guy that destroyed the flow of the play. Number 84 for USC.
USC had to call a timeout right before that ball was snapped. I don't think they had enough people out there.
Yeah, Scott Ross is over in the sideline just screaming because
timeout.
You hate to waste a timeout in this kind of situation in the 4th quarter.
The John Hancock Bowl wishes to thank their friends.
Meanwhile, Michigan State
for their generous contribution.
Playing the percentages by punting. It would have been about a 54-yard field goal attempt by Langlo, who blasted one the last time he tried one, but George Perlis would prefer to play the percentages with his defense against Larry Smith's offense.
Bobby April, the kicking game coordinator of USC, has got to be the guy that Scott Ross was trying to communicate with, saying, hey, we got to get this thing together and make sure we get everybody out here. That leaves SC with 2 timeouts remaining.
You know, Curtis Conway, who had done most of the punt return work, the guy that's so exciting and had a big return earlier in the game, had the flu or has had it, and it apparently is down to him, and he might be the missing body out there because now Lockwood drops back as the lone punt return man for USC. They had been back there in a dual return formation before.
American Airlines, something special in the air, is the 1990 official airline of the John Hancock.
Just before the timeout was called, you see Larry Wallace, number 1, was trying to get back in position because Conway was not out on the field. Now, maybe he didn't express himself to someone on the sideline saying, hey, look, I can't go, you know, because of whatever problem he's got. But now Lockwood's going back there to receive the punt.
And Lockwood's a good one, 14-6 per punt return. He's back at his own 10. Butlin, he just hit this one a ton. Too much. Touchback. And the Trojans of USC will get it with 11:17 to go in the ball game. They trail by 4.
Come to a place called El Paso, where a morning walk can become a conversation with nature. And a short ride can take you from a modern city to an ancient culture. A place where the West Texas sun rises over 4 centuries of history, and the sunsets go on forever. Come to a place called El Paso.
option package savings. Up to $800 on the Celica and 4Runner. Mike Ditka.
It's big news here, Squire. A lot of people will cash in on this one.
Altogether, I saved about $2,100 on my Celica.
Wow, great deals and a big selection make this the sales event of the year. But not for long. See your Toyota dealer.
Now, Squire.
Today.
The suspense is over. Bud Light has signed top draft pick Bud Dry to a long-term contract. To celebrate, the team has released a music video.
When the game is over, we'll stand tall. The one light beer that outshines them all. And now that we got this superstar rookie, it's our turn to do the Bud Bowl Boogie!
Yeah, that's all for now. I'm Chris B. We'll see you at Bud Bowl 3. This year, things won't be the same because everything else is just as good.
Michigan State by 4 with 11:17 to go, but USC has it back at its own 20-yard line. They keep it on the ground. Royster, only a yard. Dan, what are we going to see now in the next 11 minutes?
Well, I think what you're going to see from Michigan State defensively is a little bit more aggression. That is, some more blitzing, and we saw it on that play. From USC, maybe they're going to try to take this ball down and grind it out on the ground without taking any real chances. Going to the safe stuff passing. I thought, quite honestly, early in the ball game, they try to hit the seams in the defense and the zone defense of Michigan State, but they have not done that. They really are a ball control football team now.
As we told you, as you took a look at the field position, George Perlis playing the percentages with that last punt, trying to force USC into several plays and maybe a mistake. Wide open, Lockwood. Looks like it'll be a first down for SC.
Look at the situation now, Brad. There's 10 minutes, 31 seconds left on the clock. SC trails by 4 points. And now is that opportunity maybe to go on the long drive, burn up the clock, but you got to get the touchdown. You cannot settle for the field goal in this situation.
5th catch for Lockwood today. He was wide open over the middle and a first down at the 31-yard line. Marinovich to throw again. Lockwood, the intended receiver, was open. Incomplete. USC started our scoring. Marinovich to Wellman. 7-0 Southern Cal. And then in the second quarter, Highland Hicks had capped off an 80-yard march from 18 yards away. We were even at 7 at that point. Rodriguez put USC in front again in the third quarter with a 20-yard field goal. And Courtney Hawkins put a great move on at about the 7-yard line and went in from 21 yards away. Michigan State went further in front when Langloh blasted one from 52. Rodriguez had one of his own with his left foot, 54-yarder. That's where we are with 10:10 to play. Marinovich looks right, goes right. Incomplete, intended for Joel Scott. It was on his hands. Scott couldn't handle it.
Yeah, and he's close to that sideline, and you can believe those guys are over there telling him, just keep running. You drop one like that.
Now it's 3rd and 10, and this is where we find out if Michigan State's defensive philosophy will hold or if Marinovich can pick up the first down.
I fully expect Todd Marinovich to start going back to Wellman. He hasn't gone to the well too often in the second half, and Wellman's a guy, a speed guy, crafty receiver who can usually find an opening.
The slant pattern has been their bread and butter when they've gone to the air, and Marinovich, he'll work from the gun this time. Deep middle, tipped, intercepted. Iquanello again. His second of the day. The Michigan State defensive philosophy pays off. Spartans have it at the SC 35.
Well, this time Todd Marinovich tried to go to Gary Wellman. He's going to come in motion. And watch here in the middle of the field, right on the John Hancock sign. That's where the action takes place. Marinovich has the ball tipped right up there by Bullock, and it goes in the hands of Iquanello. Good coverage, though. What happened was Wellman came across in motion, came and tried to run the stop run at about 15 to 20 after he had gotten it back in his zone, but the ball was tipped.
3rd interception off Todd Marinovich today. Iquanello's got 2 of them. The other USC turnover was a fumble by the USC quarterback at about the 1-foot line. to throw. I'm a bit surprised at this. Hawkins, incomplete.
That was a case of the receiver stopping and the quarterback thinking that he's going to continue on. Here's the replay. Wellman in motion. Now watch him break up to the middle of the field just after he gets behind Bullock, the middle linebacker. And watch him tip the ball. Bullock, nice play there. And Iquinello just all over it.
Bullock and Iquinello been all over the field today.
Iquinello reminds you a lot of Brad Van Pelt, who played so successfully at Michigan State, then had a number of years with the New York Giants.
Second and 10, Spartans. Tico Duckett. Only to the 33-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 7. Gideon Murrow made the tackle. The man they call Batman, Gideon Murrow. You can see the pads. That's the reason behind the nickname moniker. And of course, a former Batman that played at USC you played against.
Richard Wood played at Tampa Bay and played very successfully there. They've had an excellent history of producing professional football players at Michigan State, producing college All-Americans as well.
There's what the running backs have done. 3rd and 7, and that one's intercepted. Stephon Pace picks it off for the Trojans.
Number 3, James Bradley, is intercepted by number 9, Stephon Pace.
The USC coaches said he's our best defensive back. He just showed why on that play.
Yeah, he just sat down on this one, just came right in and picked it off. And that's being alert. Reading the quarterback's eyes and just coming over there and making the play. Key thing was those good hands on the side, just maintain possession of it. A lot of defensive backs would just batted that one down. He follows the long line of safeties at USC.
And Shane Foley's coming in at quarterback. We expected if things went well for USC that we'd see at least 2 quarterbacks. Things did not go well for Marinovich. And Shane Foley's in at the controls. Mazio Royster. Maybe to the line of scrimmage, and he said hello to Cliff Confer. Foley is 6'2", 200.
He got in a little trouble earlier down in his hometown of Newport Beach. And he was one of the guys that they were considering starting in this ball game, but when he got in trouble down in his hometown, Larry Smith took a step back and decided to start Todd Marinovich, and also Marinovich came in healthy
Foley
with the ear infection.
Foley, the senior now, controlling things. Here's Mazio Royster. He got tagged as he crossed midfield by Dixon Edwards. Let's go to Mike Joy.
Todd Marinovich is facing the sideline, a very unhappy young man at this point, standing, arms akimbo, and very unhappy about being yanked. But as you said, he's been intercepted 3 times. Let's put Foley in, give them a different look. We've got to find a way to move the football. Maybe this will be it.
And I think you saw something important happening down in that sideline, Mike, and that was the fact that his teammates are rallying around him. You get in a tough spot like this, you got a young sophomore quarterback. You've got to keep him pumped up and keep his confidence level up as well. Sometimes the quarterbacks need a little help.
They measure on Royster's run. He's that much shy of the first down. We're down to 8:07 to play in the ball game. The John Hancock Bowl, a hard-hitting affair with Michigan State clinging to a 4-point lead. But USC back in Spartan territory. Third down, and about that much. Foley picks it up on the quarterback keeper. The interception by Iquinello for Michigan State turned sour when they, in turn, threw one away. Stephon Pace picking off Dan Enos. The Spartans in their 7th different bowls. And USC, a team that's got 22 bowl victories, second only to Alabama.
Larry Smith over the years having done a nice job with this USC group.
1st and 10. Foley on the option, just going to keep it. And he gets inside the 40. Who else? Chuck Buller made the tackle.
Even with all the turnovers that USC has had in the passing game, keep this in mind. 7 minutes and counting on the clock, or just a little over 7 minutes, and they're only down by 4 points. Michigan State has failed to capitalize on the most recent turnover. Matter of fact, they gave it back to USC.
321 yards for Southern Cal. Second down. Wellman in motion. Lockwood. I think he's got another first down. And it is. Scott Lockwood picks it up.
That offensive line of USC, Pat Harlow, Mark Tucker, number 75, Kurt Gibson, 61, Derek Dees, number 70, and Michael Moody, number 72, have been doing a nice job on this series, just moving people off the ball. You got some fine players up there. It should come as no surprise to anyone that follows USC football. Think back to the Anthony Munozes and those kinds of people, Ron Yeri, years ago.
Down near 6.5 minutes to play. Foley, Lockwood. Well, he took 3 big shots there. Bullock finished it off. Eddie Brown stood him up. Number 41 let him have it. And Lockwood pops back up.
I tell you what, with Bullock out there, they ought to call 911. Let's get a look at him. Number 41 coming from the middle of the field, Chuck Bullock. 6'2", 225, and he brings the load when he comes. Carlos Jenkins is the first guy in there, and Bullock just finishes the thing up with help from Eddie Brown.
2nd and long. We're under 6 minutes. 17-13 Michigan State. Nice play fake by Foley. Oh, what a hit. Ball's loose. They blew it dead. Frank Griffin made the reception.
Freddie Wilson with the stick of the week, maybe the stick of the season. Frank Griffin is over there checking out his oil. Take a listen on this one. Mama, don't let your babies grow up to be tight ends.
Frank Griffin looking for a license plate number on Freddie Wilson.
Criminal justice major.
Another one of those.
Criminal justice majors have been tough in this ball game.
Foley rolls on 3rd down. He's going to keep it. He gets a pretty good lick, too, but I think he got the first down.
You know, just going back to something you mentioned earlier, Brad, about Chuck Bullock, he's got 16 tackles today, so he's on pace to get one of his better days in.
They moved the sticks, though, as Foley picked up what he needed. Just inside the Michigan State 25, 1st and 10, USC. Everyone considered this an even matchup coming in, and it certainly has been close all the way. Foley to Royster. Nice move. Mazio has it down near the 17-yard line. Well over 100 yards is Mazio Royster today.
Do you see that nice block he got by Derek Dees, number 70, as he hit the corner? Dees searched out his man, turned back, and just nailed him, and that allowed Royster to hit the corner with a full head of steam.
Remember, Michigan State was a team that came in averaging 254 yards on the ground, and you see that Royster's had the big day, and the Spartans haven't. So credit the USC defense for doing their job. We're under 4 minutes. On the option, ball's loose. Nice hop. Royster got on that one. And he's still down.
Freddie Wilson or Freddie Wilson Kruger on that play again. Another big shot.
Royster slow to get up.
I think it was Carlos Jenkins that really forced the issue with Foley trying to come out on the option, and then Wilson just brought the broom in and swept things up.
That backs him to the 26-yard line. Third down at 12.
This is it. This is the game for USC right here.
Wellman in motion out of the backfield. Foley rolls left to throw. Incomplete. His receiver slipped. It was Wellman. And Larry Smith's going to bring out his field goal unit.
Wellman worked his way over to the sideline. There you see him in motion, number 83. They're trying to do is run a little underneath pattern here. He's cleared out on top, and now he just tries to set up down there and just falls down, and the ball is thrown short. Looked like he wanted to run a little comeback, but and work his way back to the football, but just lost his footing.
This will be a 43-yard field goal attempt. So Larry Smith's going to put it on the toe of his kicker and then his defense to try to get it back. Kick on its way. He got another one. Win Rodriguez draws USC 3 points closer. Still, Michigan State by 1.
Very funny. Very funny. Very funny. It's his idea. It's his idea. All right. You can have that. I'm going to stand up to read this.
All right. Oh, he made it. He made it.
Oh, thank you. When you were 21, we drank a toast to it.
Yeah.
Looks like you.
I wasn't old enough.
All right. When you were 30, I can't read this.
Let me hold this down.
So, you could boast of it.
Yes.
Because he married me.
Well, there we go.
Now you're 40. God, that picture's awful. So make the most of it.
Yeah. Take a look. Your pant size and your age.
That's right. Well, isn't that clever?
Yeah. Toyotathon is on. Now's the time to deal on the #1 import truck. Biggest option package savings ever, up to $900. And for a limited time, incentives up to $1,200. It's your best time to deal on a Toyota truck.
The best-selling import 11 years running. Squire, your Toyota dealer can help you drive one home tonight.
Thanks. Don't drop the ball on this one.
Be your Toyotathon dealer now.
Or you could miss the sales event of the year. The chicken, who is that guy?
Somewhere between crime and punishment is Dark Justice. Premieres Friday, January 25th on CBS Late Night. It's too hot to sleep.
With 3:01 to go in the ball game. 17-16 Michigan State after Rodriguez hit the last field goal. We've got 3:01 remaining in the Hancock Bowl. Michigan State will work from its own 27-yard line. George Perlis' club trying to hold on. They've got a 1-point edge here. And Larry Smith straightening out some of his troops. Might have been Marinovich he was telling to back up a bit. Hickson cuts back across the 30 to the 37-yard line. Almost a first down for Hickson. We've got some sad news in football. Let's go to Pat O'Brien for a report. Pat?
All right, Brad, thank you. A great friend of football, George Allen, has passed away. It was announced just a while ago that the one-time coach of the Redskins, the Rams, and most recently lost Long Beach State, died of natural causes in his home in Los Angeles this morning. George was a great family man. His life was consumed with football. His spirit on the field and off the field will be missed. George Allen, dead at the age of 72. Back to you.
That is very sad news. Long Beach State, he brought a program back this year. They went 6-5. All those great years in pro football. I know you knew him, Dan.
Yeah, God bless you, Coach.
We send our best out to the Allen family. 17-16, Michigan State. With 2:49 to go in the ball game, Hickson came up that far short of a first down. Todd Marinovich on the sideline, not a part of that last drive that produced a field goal for USC. And we know he was not pleased about not being in there. He was intercepted 3 times today and fumbled once.
You know the second guesses, Brad, will be coming back and asking, hey, what if SC had kicked that field goal when they fumbled the football going in on the 6-inch line? And that's just what you have to put up with in the game of football. And Larry Smith, I'm sure, will have an answer for him.
There you see the clock. In Michigan State's favor if they could pick up a first down or two. Enos is close to a first down with that quarterback sneak. Let's see as they unpile the bodies whether he got it.
He has a Michigan State first down.
First down. And the clock at 2:24. And now they wind it up again. Larry Smith looks up at it.
Larry's got 2 timeouts remaining, as you just mentioned, Brad, and Michigan State's got all 3 of theirs. So, chance for George Perlis and his Spartans to run out the clock if they get another first.
Highland Hickson, the single setback. Gets the call. Inside run near the 40-yard line. David Webb made the tackle. 1:56 to go in the John Hancock Bowl. Michigan State by a point.
You've heard all about cold relief. Now you're going to hear about hot relief. New Tylenol Cold and Flu. With more medicine than any other hot liquid flu formula. Heat releases the power of this lemony medicine. With 3 cold and flu fighters for your coughing, sneezing, and congestion. Plus Tylenol pain reliever for your fever, sore throat, aches, and pains. New Tylenol Cold and Flu. Part of Tylenol's complete cold relief line. Nobody cares for your cold like Tylenol Cold.
New Cherry Pepto-Bismol.
Only one antiperspirant in the world helps keep you so dry with the cool, clean scent of Old Spice. Only one deodorant in the world has so many odor-fighting ingredients with the cool, clean scent of Old Spice. There's only one Old Spice.
And now from Toyotathon Coast to Coast, Johnny Burns.
These phone lines are hot.
Sales reports are pouring in on Corolla and Camry.
And no wonder.
Option package savings on Corolla are up to $1,000. Incentives are up to $1,300. And Camry?
Option package savings up to $900 and incentives up to $1,500. Right, Squire?
We agree here. Everybody's watching. Read this.
See your Toyota dealer.
Today.
Back at the John Hancock Bowl in El Paso, Texas. Brad Nessler, Dan Jiggets, Mike Joy, Pat O'Brien, Mike Francesa, the whole crew on hand for this 57th edition of this New Year's Eve Classic. And this has been a hard-fought classic battle. George Perlis, Michigan State Spartans with a 1-point lead with 1:56 to go. On the other side, hoping for some sort of turnover, is Larry Smith.
He's down the one timeout. Got to use it judiciously.
Second down and 8 for the Spartans. Highland Hickson in the backfield. Enos rolls and keeps it. Across the 45, goes down at the 47. About a yard short of the first down, it appears. Scott Ross made the tackle. And Enos comes up missing a tire.
Tell you what, as a quarterback, he's tough as shoe leather.
It's been a good one here in El Paso. USC on the board first with a touchdown. Michigan State answered with it. It's seesawed back and forth ever since. And a 3rd down and 2 with the clock running at 1:15 to go. If the Spartans pick up this 1st down, lights are just about ready to go out, and Hickson's close. Might have it by about the length of the football. His forward progress appeared to have gotten him across the 48.
And when the chips were down, George Pearls went back to what he knows his team knows best. Keep the ball on the ground and grind it out.
Officials will bring out the sticks. Don't want to guess on a play like this one. This is going to be as close a measurement as we have had today. Hickson, 68 yards on 14 carries today.
It looks like they just make it maybe by the length of a football, Brad, from our vantage point at least. Game has not been a disappointment, though, for anybody that expected a good, strong challenge from both clubs. They've delivered.
The Hancock Bowl with their first Big Ten team. And Big Ten team number 1 may win it here today.
There's 7 Big Ten teams in bowl games. A lot of money coming back into the Big Ten.
The Trojans had the 9th toughest schedule in college football coming into the year. Length of the football it is. Right on the money. And there's the timeout. USC. 1:04 to go. Spartans by 1.
Ah, gee. I don't know. You remember Maggie? I certainly remember. When you could pick up the both of us in one hand. One hand.
I know. I remember.
Oh, man. Now it's like it's our turn. You know what I mean?
I know. I know.
You can't drive at night anymore. Did you know that? Mom told me that. But that's really nothing. I mean, 5 years, 7 years from now, what happens then? He won't ask us. Even if he needs our help, he won't ask us. The thing is, we've got to do something. We're the ones, you know. Michael isn't even working.
Craig, look over there surrounding Eric Moten and the whole team.
A happy Michigan State Spartan club on the sideline. They lead it by 1 with 1:04 to play.
I'd like to thank all of our crew that came along.
Let's go to Mike Joy. Mike?
Brad, I don't think anybody will touch that pigskin except Dan Enos. He's a good enough runner. Why risk the handoff? Michigan State is in what they call their 3 yards in a cloud of dust mode.
No way to stop it now for the Trojans. Enos goes down and flips it back to the referee. And the 57th John Hancock Bowl is about set to go in the books.
Well, Bradley, it's been a good season. Really enjoyed college football, NFL. Our producer, Craig Silver, our director, Artie Kempner, our broadcast associates, Jeff Gershengorn and Quentin Carter. Thanks all the folks at the Hancock Bowl and all our people back in New York staying on and keeping the lights on back in the Black Rock. Thank you a whole lot. It's been a great season.
Chuck Gardner, our statistician. Miller Pope, as always, our spotter. It's been a fun crew and a fun year. And it's a half minute from coming to a close for us. We don't want to see a fight in the last 20 seconds, but there's still some tempers out there and emotions about ready to run high for the Spartans of Michigan State and George Perlis. His first Hancock Bowl is a success. A 1-point Michigan State win. These bowl games always seem to be close here in El Paso. This one, no exception. As the two coaches with a quick handshake. And the Big Ten sneaks by the Pac-10 in this one by a point. So Larry Smith still looking for a win over Michigan State. George Perlis, 3-0 now against his counterpart on the other side. 17-16 is going to do it from
But hey, why stop at 13? Right now you can lease a 96 Rodeo for some of the lowest prices of the year during the Isuzu Big Deal Clearance Event. The rugged, dependable, go anywhere Isuzus.
Cheer for old Notre Dame. Wake up the echoes cheering her name. Send the volley cheer on high. Shake out the thunder from the sky. But though the odds be great or small, old Notre Dame will win overall. While her loyal sons are marching onward to victory.
Linda and Bill have the full baseball story coming up on SportsCenter in 6 minutes. Back on the Residents in College Football Scoreboard Show, now a month through the season. Good chance to check how the Heisman candidates are doing thus far. Here are the numbers. We mentioned Troy Davis's spectacular day. He is ahead of his pace of rushing yards by 5 from last year when he gained over 2,000. Darnell Autry just continues to gain 100-yard games after 100-yard games. Danny Werfel was able to pad his stats in the blowout over Kentucky, but he came out for most of the second half. Peyton Manning plays Thursday night on ESPN against his dad's alma mater, Ole Miss. The game is at the Liberty Bowl in Memphis. We saw Tiki Barber run for 3 touchdowns in a 5-minute, 5-second span tonight, and Byron Hanspard, in another big Texas Tech win, goes over 200 yards for the 3rd time this season. June Henley and Kansas are in action on the deuce, and they've just taken a 28-21 lead at Utah. Marcus Harris did have 2 touchdown catches, but very low in the yardage department. We'll talk a little bit more about this. Remember, the Heisman is here on ESPN December 14th, hosted by Chris Fowler, who's back with you now.
Thanks for the advanced promo. Heisman a long way off. Ohio State, as we start to look ahead at their season now, their toughest road trip is at Iowa. They have Michigan. John Cooper doesn't want to think about that one just yet. They have Wisconsin coming in. But next week, you know, they have Penn State coming in. It was a rematch of one of the best games of the season last year. How do you see this year's matchup?
Well, look, there's only one reason, Chris, that Penn State has a chance in this game, and that is because they have the best college coach in the country, Joe Paterno. If he had 4 weeks to get ready for this one game, he's the best coach in doing that for a bowl game. I would pick Penn State, but I think Ohio State has the home field. They have the better material. It's the 60th anniversary of that formation, Script Ohio, and I think Ohio State will win. But don't be surprised if Joe Paterno finds a way to win it. If I'm the Ohio State team, the Ohio State fans, I worry about that guy who wears white socks, because he is the best coach in the country.
It sometimes seems that they always have a bye week before big games, but I don't know about 4 weeks to prepare for this game. How do you guys see it?
I don't think Joe could play anymore. He's too old. But let me tell you what I think about Penn State. I think they got the kicking advantage. And I think the game's going to go in the 4th quarter. And therefore, I think it's going to be very close. And conditioning will be a major factor in this ball game.
You're not impressed with Ohio State's conditioning?
No, I'm not.
Not at all. No, they have one of the best strength and conditioning coaches in the country in Dave Kennedy. But Ohio State will get up in the face of Penn State, similar to what they did today against Notre Dame. Rely on Sean Springs, Ty Howard to come up, play man coverage, safeties will come up, take away Curtis Enos, and make Wally Richardson beat him. It could be effective again.
A lot of other stories in college football after the first month of the season, a long way from the national title hunt, Bino. What's being done at the service academy? So far, it's a banner year.
You would think for the academies to win, you need World War III. That was the joke, the only way they would ever get in the top 20. But Army, Navy, and Air Force, with students first and football players second, they have been competitive this year. And again, Chris, Army-Navy is still one of the most watched games on television.
On the other side of the coin, big disappointments all over the country, guys. Oklahoma is 0-3. They may not be favored in a game again this season. It's remarkable. One team on the positive side, West Virginia, nobody's talking about them, but they held Maryland to under 80 yards total offense.
You know, we're seeing a lot of teams do some things that we haven't seen in the past. The biggest surprise to me is the way we're seeing teams play high-risk, blitzing defenses, taking chance, and it's really to diffuse the high-powered offenses that we've seen dominate. The West Coast offenses are being diffused because of this risky defense. It's working so far.
Virginia Tech lost, so guess who has the longest winning streak in the nation? The University of Miami Hurricanes at 11. And don't forget, they have Florida State at Miami. Big game, my friends.
After a month, the Sugar Bowl scene has been shaken up. Looks like the Rose Bowl is the marquee game, but a lot can change very quickly. Mike?
Boy, Pasadena for New Year's would be heartbreaking, wouldn't it? Thanks, guys. We will check back with you on the weekend kickoff show on Thursday. As we wrap up the Residence Inn College Football Scoreboard on the way to SportsCenter, let's tell you about the best of this day. John Denton from UNLV in a loss. Chad Darnell from Central Michigan in a loss. The top receivers, Reggie Allen. Well, we're going to look at the top running backs first. Wagner's running back gets it done in a loss, but Edwin Watson, I mentioned him from Purdue, in a victory. Now the top receivers. Central Michigan's Reggie Allen in a loss, and Albert Cannell, Texas A&M, caught 18 balls. That's a school record, but A&M didn't win the game. Forget the defensive guys either. Aaron Collins came up with 3 of Penn State sacks. John Stein for James Madison helped out scoring points in their loss to New Hampshire. Let's update the game going on over on the Deuce now. Down 7. I told you Kansas took the lead. Mike Fouts right back down the field. Rocky Henry down the sideline for the touchdown. Game tied at 28 as they move through the third quarter. Another exciting late-night Saturday night game to watch on ESPN2. Well, Thursday night, the weekend kickoff show is over on the Deuce at 7 Eastern, and then at 7:30 Eastern. Peyton Manning and Tennessee try to bounce back from the Florida loss. They take on Ole Miss Marching School, but that game will be played at the Liberty Bowl in Memphis. And then in Saturday, our primetime game will be Florida State and Clemson, and note the special start time, 7 Eastern. That is a week from tonight. We thank you for watching our College Football Saturday here on ESPN. For the entire gang, Mike Tirico. Hope you enjoyed it. Don't go anywhere. The full baseball story on SportsCenter.
Coming up on SportsCenter, the Expos are fighting for their playoff lives, but was their fate decided earlier in L.A.? All spitting aside, the appeal of Alomar proved too much for Toronto. The luck of the Irish seemed to be just out of reach in South Bend, while the Gators' returns paid huge dividends. Penn State was badgered all afternoon in Madison, but pull this one out. The Rams played like lambs against a hungry Husker squad. The Cardinals ensure the Wizard that he's always their #1. And the latest on the troubles by the Bay in the NFL report. So kick off your shoes, sit back, and let us relax you. There's plenty of wings and pancakes for everyone. We got wild animals. We got not so wild animals. We'll stand on our heads. SportsCenter, next.
Welcome to the show alongside Bill Pito. I'm Linda Cohn.
Coming up, why Irish eyes aren't smiling and who's in and who's out in the American League. But first, the Pods and Dodgers trying to figure out how the West was won.
And Bill, would have come down to just one game. It had all the makings of a great rivalry. Instead, it turned out to be close to 3 decades of dominance by the Dodgers over the Padres. Since the birth of the franchise in '69, LA has finished ahead of the Padres 23 times in 27 years, winning 2 World Series. The Padres' only World Series appearance was due to a dramatic playoff homer by a former Dodger, Steve Garvey. Now the Pods were in position to make up for lost time. A win, they'd be tied with L.A. at the top. Bottom 3, Dodgers lead 1-0. Mike Piazza bloops a single to center off Andy Ashby. Todd Hollingsworth would score 2-0 Dodgers. Top of the 6th, Dodgers lead 2-1. Hideo Nomo against Chris Gomez, and Gomez lines a double to right. Ken Caminetti coming around to score and tie the game at 2. Bill Russell, he's just trying to relax through this. This won't help. Top of the 8th, 2 out, bases full for Tony Gwynn, hitting .286 with the bags full this year. Gets it done against Mark Guthrie. Jody Reed and Greg Vaughn come around to score. Padre bench happy because they were up by 2 runs. Mark Guthrie disgusted because he was the GOAT. Bottom 9, same.